Welcome everybody to match day like 16 or something of the Premier League season. It's West Ham United versus Southampton. How are we all? I hope you're well. I have just realised that this is wrong, so I'm just going to change that quickly now. Live on stream. The border, as you can see, says Brighton. It's not the Brighton game. It's this one. There you go. Look at that. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. How are we all? I hope we're all well. It's Amazon Prime today, which is always fun. It's a big game. Now, I haven't seen the lineups. I suspect they'll be somewhat different, somewhat changed from the last one because, well, A, that didn't go too well, and B, lots of games in a short space of time. So you think that they'll be somewhat different. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see the lineups in a second. So, as you know, I've been having guests on throughout this time. Now Tom is no longer here. I've been having guests on every now and then. So today we're getting Gonzo. Gonzo's coming on. What a time to be alive! Isn't that exciting? Gonzo will be on at half time. Before then, it'll be just me. I'll be live, of course, throughout the entire game, all the way through till full time, in which Stu and Gonzo will go do their live review. But until half time, it'll be me, and then Gonzo will rock on. We'll have some big conversation about the football. Then second half will be me again, and then full time, it'll be then. But I appreciate you all for coming. Appreciate you all for rocking up, joining me. If you joined me from Gio and Gonzo's live thing, then that's lovely. If not, hello, welcome to Hammer's Chat's Matchday Experience. That's the words I've just used. So, let's get on to the lineups. Now, let's start with Southampton, shall we? Mainly because it's on my screen. Like I said, I don't know anything about it. I'm expecting some changes. I'm expecting some big plays. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Clicking on the Southampton one, there is one thing that I didn't expect, and that's this man. Danny Ings is here, apparently. He's apparently fit. So, Alex McCarthy, Kyle Walker-Peters, Jack Stevens, Jan Bednarak, Ryan Bertrand. All expected. Romeu, Ward-Prowse, Gineppo, Walcott flanking them, Che Adams, Danny Ings. They love a 4-4-2, do Southampton. They do love a 4-4-2, and that's a strong lineup. That is actually genuinely quite a strong lineup. I mean, looking at that, I'm surprised Danny Ings is fit. He was meant to be injured, which was great, which was excellent. I was like, come on, no Danny Ings, because that's the big worry. He's obviously been brilliant since moving there, and if you listen to any of our videos, you know there's at least one person on this channel who will not stop talking about him. But yeah, Danny Ings playing is a concern. It's a functional 4-4-2. Walcott, Gineppo on either side. That's pace. Walcott's not got the pace he used to, but he's still not exactly a slow player. Ward-Prowse and Romeu, very good midfield too. I mean, that's a strong side. It's not a weak side by any stretch of imagination. The subs are Forster, Salisu, Watkins, Valeri, Diallo, Smallbone, Armstrong, Long, and Obafemi. Don't know. It depends how we line up. Like I said, I haven't seen our lineup, so it depends how we line up. But that is a strong team. Before we get into our lineup, actually, before I do that, let's just say hello to the people in the chat. Alan Robins, Apache, Black Roses, David Charlock, Doug Moet, G. Wong, Hammer's Chat, West Ham Forum. That's Gonzo. Hello, sir. Good to see you. See you at halftime. Irish, Tommy James, D. James Gunn, Journey Life, Langer Studios, Mark Alexander, Mulch Mite 128, Ray Borum, who's actually decided to turn up for once. Cheers, Ray. Steve 50, CVC, Wally World, and West Ham Unofficial. Where's Jordan just popping up at the end there as well? Okay. Hang on a second. I'm getting a phone call from Ray Borum on Skype, of all places. Ray Borum, you are live on the watch along. They can't see you, but they can hear you. Can you mute the watch along, please? Because it is repeating massively. We've got massive echo going on. Ray Borum.
I did. I've seen you all by yourself, Charlie.
So you decided to rock up for once.
Are you there?
Do you know what? Hang on. What's happened here is there's a problem with my Skype where it always defaults to the wrong microphone, but obviously I wasn't expecting this, so I didn't fix it. So now Ray Borum should be able to hear me, but he couldn't before.
Hey!
Ray, how are you? You alright?
I'm good. I saw you all by yourself, so I thought I'd come and say hello.
Oh, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. How's things in Liverpool?
Yeah, good. Wouldn't know that it's going to be a lockdown in January, but everyone's out and about.
I didn't even know that. Oh my! I'm getting a phone call from Gonzo on my actual phone now. Hang on. Let's take this as well. Gonzo, you are also live on the Hammers Chat Watch Along. How are you? You're on speakerphone.
What are you up to, Charlie?
I'm on the internet, doing my thing. I've got Ray on Skype. He looks very happy. We're gonna be talking in a bit. That's gonna be fun. How are you? How's things at your end?
I'm all right. I'm a bit excited about. I've got a small bone over at Craig Dawson.
Right now you're both here. Stay here with me, right? Because I haven't actually seen the West Ham lineup yet. So let's go through it as a unit.
Oh, I've ruined your video.
Yeah, listen. There's no. I tell you what. Hang on a second. Are you at your computer, Gonzo?
I am at my computer, yeah.
Right. I'm going to send you a link. You can get involved. I'll see you in a second on the actual screen.
Right, goodbye.
Speak in a sec. Right. So Bray, you can also stay around. You won't be able to be seen, but you will be able to be heard. It's all.
Oh. Wow, so you're just saying Gonzo's the money.
Well, I could also. Do you want? I can send you the StreamYard link as well if you want.
Yeah, we're here. We might as well.
All right, right. I'll see you in a second. I'll also send you that. Right, so we're getting those two on apparently. That's the thing that's happening. I need to send them the links now. We'll go through the lineup together. Right, where would I even begin to think about sending this? Let's do it here. As I do that, Lank Studios with $3. Thank you very much for the new headphone fund for Charlie. Do you know what? It's quite bad, isn't it? This way, they work beautifully, but they are definitely broken in a lot of ways. I can't tell because the thing is, they're meant to be surround sound, right? They're very expensive headphones. They're meant to be surround sound, but they're meant to be surround sound, but they have they sort of came apart. There's like two wires that run through them, but they sort of snapped off and came apart. Now they still seem to work perfectly, but I can't tell. I might just be wrong about that. I don't know. So I appreciate it, Lang Studios. Thank you. I'll put your name in the thing while we wait. Lang Studios 3. There we go. Bosh. What time to be alive. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. Don't if you hang it, sir. I've sent you the link via WhatsApp, Gonzo. If you hear this, I've sent it to Ray as well. Join that. Have a little click on that link specifically, and you can come and get involved. And then I'll pull you off on screen because there is no one currently waiting in the thing. Because I can see. Look, I can do this. Look, that's my WhatsApp. I could get rid of that now. I don't need that. So I can see. Because I've got two webcams, it's a complicated setup. I need to go back to the channel. There we go. Now we can see the live cam. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first one I'll do. Let's press this, and then bang. There's Ray Boreham for a start.
Hey!
You're right, bro. How are you? I didn't even.
I'm good.
I'm fine, thank you. I didn't even know I was logged in on Skype, and then all of a sudden my Skype starts ringing. I was like, my Skype is ringing. Pardonnez-moi. And then it just see Ray Boreham is calling. That was exciting, wasn't it?
I know, my beard still hasn't come back yet, Sean. It's very disappointing. I don't like it.
And there's Gonzo, who you can't see his name, but I'll pull it up specifically because he's put it there. There you go. I didn't put it up because I wouldn't put it up because of the way it's framed on the thing. But, I thought I'd bring it up regardless. How are you, Gonzo?
Well, I'm very well. What are you up to today?
Nothing much, you know what I mean? Just having.
Got anything planned for the afternoon, Charlie?
Nah, just watching a football match. You know how it goes. Nothing.
Has it been since the old snip, Ray? Since the old,
It was colder.
And now I meant the old sex change.
Oh well, it's all tucked in.
You sound a bit more feminine, may I say?
Oh, Gonzo!
Yeah, just how I like it.
Do you know what? I don't think I'm needed. I could just. There you go. Oh wait, hang on. Wait, wrong one. There you go.
Wait. Oh right. Yeah, I tell you, at least. Hey, crikey, at least we've got the room to ourselves now. Got the room to ourselves now, Ray. Do you know what I mean? He was cramping our style, quite frankly. I thought. Anyway. Why is there no live chat in this?
Because here's the behind the scenes thing for you specifically. I do the guest segments on StreamYard because it's easier to pull people in and out, and I have a second webcam running to StreamYard, but the whole thing is run through OBS, and so I'm just capturing the StreamYard off OBS. That means I can do
compute. Does not compute.
It means
I'm very confused.
Well, it means I can do all the fancy stuff around, like the subscriber count and the timer and all that stuff easier. Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go.
It's nice. I keep bumping my head on that top bit.
It happens. It happens. It happens. Right. So let me press my internet button and see if it just pulls it up. Oh, it does. Right. So boys, Gonzo's already given his reaction. So Ray, I'll get yours first. Here's the West Ham lineup. We have. So you two again can't see it, but everyone else can. This is the wonders of technology. I'm a genius in my own time, is what I'm going to say. Fabianski, Fredericks, Dawson, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Rice, Souček, Lanzini, Fornals, Yarmolenko, Sebastian Haller. Now, Ray, I didn't know Craig Dawson was playing until this exact moment.
I didn't know he's still on loan.
I mean, reportedly, maybe not for much longer. How do you feel about it, Ray?
You know what? If this was the Brighton game, I wouldn't have had an issue with this because I see this as a bit more Brighton as a bit more winnable game, and you need to rest some players over this period. So I can understand them doing that in the last game. This game, Saints are just going to roll over us. So I'm very worried about this. I'm very concerned.
I mean, like, I don't know. Gonzo, what did you say? Well, I think because you said does not compute. My brain is slightly malfunctioning it.
No. The team completely computes. What you were saying about having this camera and this software and that software and running it through this and via that and the chat being on this and I don't know what you're talking about. To be honest with you, but
I think I could explain it, but to be honest with you, I barely get it working, let alone you.
No, what's he doing? What's Ray doing? What's he done with that camera? Is that how many slices of bread has Ray got? And is that Robinson's squash?
This is my dinner.
Is that Robinson's?
That's a good
Ray?
question. Is it Robinson's? It is Robinson's.
Yeah, it is Robinson's. He don't go to Aldi like the Gonzo, I tell you. Oh wow,
it's too far away, Gonzo.
Well, I'm very glad. Those bowls, Ray. You see those bowls? You've done the washing up very good here. They're not from Tesco. Those bowls, are they?
What? They're old Tesco bowls. No?
I know that. You see what I'm saying? Never mind all this. Never mind the West Ham. Let's have a look round Ray's kitchen.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Right,
Ray,
so
I've got a question. You see your mug.
Machine I've never used.
Nice coffee machine, mate.
Okay.
Nice.
Carry on.
So, yeah, that's just my flat. Did a little shopping.
He's done all the washing up.
He's done
all the washing up.
Oh, there's all the lights off. That's it. That's how exciting my life gets.
I like it.
Oh, he's got a little stand for his laptop as well. You love that.
Of course he has.
Health and safety.
Look at that, eh? Splendid. I saw the old dodgy DVDs on the bottom shelf there as well.
Yeah. Well, now I've got a dodgy fire stick.
Absolutely.
Right,
do you know what I got now, Ray? Right. I'll tell you now. I'll show you this.
Oh, I like your pinball machine the other day, by the way.
Thanks, buddy. This is a fire cube.
Oh, that's very fancy.
Yeah, you can talk to it.
I mean, you can talk to anything if you try hard enough.
It's true. Yeah, absolutely.
I find myself talking to inanimate objects most of the day, if we're being honest about it. Tier 4 has been rough on all of us. But Ray, I just got one last question about your kitchen, Ray.
Yeah, go on.
You see that mug cup tree thing you've got going on, right?
Yeah.
Is that how many mugs you own, or do you have more mugs than that?
I have more mugs than that.
Okay.
How many you got, Ray?
How many mugs?
We got 4 white ones.
Yeah.
Got 2 of these ones. Didn't have 4, but the other 2 went to work because it's a bit of a check to work and then a cup of coffee to work.
You're not paying them, are you, Ray? If they're going to work?
No. they're free labour. But these are the favourite ones. Again, Tesco special.
Oh yeah.
Make a cup of tea with them. They're big as well.
I've seen that one.
What about the ratio with that bigger mug? Would you use more tea bag, more sugar, more milk? What's the milk to sugar to tea bag brewing ratio? Because you've got to change that up slightly, really.
Exactly the same. I don't change it.
So you got a weaker cup of tea, in essence.
Yeah, I just leave tea bag in longer.
All right. Okay.
I do get impatient, Gonzo.
Fair enough.
But do you know who did change? But did you know who did change things up? David Moyes. Did you see that? That's why I'm paid the big bucks, isn't it, Gonzo?
That's why he's got the best headphones in the world. He gets the big bucks.
Thank you. That's bits coming off.
Festive.
Coming off. What did you say about Dawson? Because I had your live show on in the background, but I wasn't listening because I just needed to make sure I knew when you were done. Because I'm off doing like 15,000 things before the show starts. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. So what did you say about this boy, Craig Dawson, starting? Big Craigie boy.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword, Charlie, my old darling. I'll tell you what, you don't want to listen, you don't want to pay attention to me when I'm talking, then you're not going to get the information, are you? I will tell you though, just to be nice.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It's the one thing I'm slightly concerned about. I just said, Charlie, I said a penny for Diop's thoughts. I wouldn't be surprised if Diop's handing his transfer request tomorrow morning, bearing in mind he's on the bench. So he's available. Diop's available, yet he's chosen Dawson over him. It can't be anything to do with fatigue because Diop hasn't played at all. Diop's fresh as a daisy sort of thing. I had fresh as a fiddle, but that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Fit as a daisy. He's as fit as a daisy. Is Diop. So I wouldn't be surprised if his nose is completely put out of joint with that. The rest of the wing, I think it's quite an attacking lineup. I have not resigned myself to defeat in this yet at all. I think we can win this game, actually. I wanted him to go attacking. I am worried because that front six that they got, their midfield and their two strikers, that's their first choice front six. I'm a little bit worried about that, about how our defence and Dawson in particular will cope with that. But I'll be repeating myself. There'll be people in this chat have heard me say this once already. They're going, "Oh, crikey, don't repeat yourself, boy." That's what they'll be saying. But I do feel Declan Rice, if he's playing a 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, I do feel that Declan Rice will be dropping back to make the additional centre half rather than marauding up the pitch. So expect to see it almost become three centre halves. Would be my tactical, analytical take on the lineup.
Always grind. Thank you very much to Alan Woody. By the way. Woody, Alan, by the way, thank you very much for the 199. He's talking about Saints fans all around me, very confident, because obviously he's down, I think, in Southampton. I can imagine why. We're not in great form.
He works down the docks, doesn't he, Alan?
He's a dog worker.
Favours for sailors and all that.
I love that.
Yes,
Ray, what was your question?
You have to have a mask on now.
Well, don't we all?
You know, with Moyes saying in his press conference afterwards about trying to get Soucek more forward, do you reckon he's going to try and go for another defensive midfielder in the January transfer window?
I mean, I think, low-key, I think he needs to, because I've been saying this a lot. Ray's heard me say this millions of times, Gonzo, so now I'm repeating myself. You're welcome. You're not the only one. If Rice gets injured, we don't have a DM, really. Like, we can talk about the Soucek being able to play there, and Rice could, and Noble could potentially play or whatever, but we don't have anyone who's actually really good as an out-and-out defensive midfielder. The second Soucek plays that role, he can no longer get forward. So low-key, we sort of have to do it. And the thing about Rice is, we know he's leaving. Even if it doesn't happen this window, it will happen in the next window or the window after that. It's happening. Rice is going.
What word are you saying? Low-key? What are you saying?
Low-key, bruv. Low-key.
What does that mean?
Listen, you were dissing me on the Patreon for
what are you saying?
my
What's
language.
low-key? What's low-key mean?
You know, it's on the down low, on the DL, you know what I mean?
What's it mean?
On the down low, on the DL, on the calm. Like, you're just like on the hush-hush.
On the calm? Well, I don't. Is it? What does that mean? Does it mean secret?
It's the opposite of hikey.
Well, it's like when you climb up a mountain, isn't it? Or you go on a long walk hiking.
Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. It's the opposite of that.
No, it's like standing still.
I'm very good at that.
I don't even know what language you're speaking, Charlie.
Well,
come on. You do an old man's podcast, by the way, that I can come on.
I mean, listen. No, all people inclusive, bro. All people inclusive. You're welcome to come on. Thank you. There we go. Now you're getting involved. Now you're getting there. Now you're speaking my language, literally.
In it, fam.
Under. There you go, James Gunn. Under the radar, on the low. That's what low key means.
On the low.
Oh, no, not on the low. Like
on the low. That sounds a bit foreign.
It sounds like a. Do you remember? Okay, this is.
That's Speedy Gonzalez. Yeah.
Gonzo, you probably won't remember this. Ray might, but I don't think either of you. Do either of you remember the children's TV show called El Nombre?
El Nombre?
Nombre.
I don't want to know what he does.
So it was
suitable
El Nombre.
El Nombre.
It was like, the song was like, Something in the desert sand, El Nombre, like that. Do you remember?
No.
It was like a Zorro character that was a mouse, but did maths for kids.
Yeah, I do remember him.
Yeah,
He couldn't have beaten up Danger Mouse though, could he?
He'd batter Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse got an out on him, but Danger Mouse had to have a butler. El Nombre rocked up, did some maths, and then left, bruv. He knew what was going on. Big maths techers.
I'd say, but think not.
I think. We could talk about it at halftime.
I reckon Super Ted would do him, whatever.
Listen, Super Ted.
I bet you don't even know who Super Ted is, do you? You won't. You don't even know what side your bread's buttered.
You're enjoying this elder statesman position,
I
aren't
like
you?
it. I like it.
How old are you, Gonzo? How old are you?
33.
Oh, see, I'm the older.
Yeah, but Gonzo's also lying.
Yeah, I know.
Gonzo's also lying. I like the fact you're lying, Gonzo, but you went for 33 still, which is.
Oh no, it's a good one.
It's good. It's almost believable.
I was in my prime. I was in my prime at 33.
I tell you what, Charlie Boy has asked you, Gonzo, specifically to do your Brooklyn accent. Good luck.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to make the rest of my sandwich when I hear that.
Brooklyn.
Who
does a Brooklyn accent?
Charlie Boy says, Gonzo, do a Brooklyn accent.
What is a Brooklyn accent?
What do you mean, what's a Brooklyn accent? This borough in New York.
Oh, right. Do you know what? I used to know a guy called Tony Cherubini, right? And Tony Cherry was a singer, and he used to sing on cruise ships. But he was he used to sing for the John Gotti. John Gotti was like a mafia guy, like a mafia godfather, and he used to do all the singer. But he used to speak like this, and he used to leave messages on my answer phone, and he used to leave a message, and he just would say no, you dirty wet. I'm gonna whack you, you dirty bastard, and stuff like that. That's what he used to say to me all the time. No, nothing. He was a lovely fella. Yeah, that was it.
When I went
the worst of the worst.
See, so when I was a kid, I went to New York because my dad lived in New York for a brief time. So one summer during the holidays, I went there to stay with him for a while, right? And we went to the Natural History Museum, which is just off Central Park, and it was the most stereotypical, like, you know, like when you think about like The Simpsons taking the mick out of a New York accent. Yeah, it was that stereotypical. We were in the Natural History Museum, and there were like these stuffed birds, right? That were just like stood up, whatever, taxidermy, yeah? Yeah. And this one kid, must have been about no older than 7 years old, turns to his friend, who I learned was George due to the sentence, and just said, "Holy smokes, George, they killed the bird." Like that. And
George!
I was like,
George and the boys.
And me and my dad just looked at each other like, oh my God. It was the most stereotypical accent I've ever heard in my life. It was beyond parody. It was incredible. Before we haven't lost him, he's making a thing.
No, so he's got to go for his DVDs. I'll tell you what, they say, put that picture back up, Arrays. If you watch Doctor Who, they say the TARDIS looks a lot bigger from the inside. But from the outside, it looks bloody tiny.
There you go, here it is. You can just hear Ray laughing in the background there.
He needs to get out of that cupboard.
It's a small one, isn't it? Look at that.
It's but massive. It's very, very palatial on the inside.
Wait, hang on. Ray shouting. What did you say, Ray?
Are we still talking about the TARDIS? What are we talking about?
Yeah. Your tiny TARDIS, bruv.
Yeah. You got.
All I heard is Ray's got a small one. So
you got a tiny blue box, Ray.
Wee. But yeah, that checked out.
So I'm looking at this lineup, right? No transition now. I'm just going straight to it. There's no fancy segue there. Diop is the big one. You're right. That's insane. Ben Rama also. How? For a second, like not having Ben Rama and not having Diop on is just kind of like everyone else is like understand. Like Snodgrass not standing. I don't think Snodgrass is going to be like, oh, maybe he'll be a bit annoyed or whatever. But specifically, Ben Rama didn't start the last game, isn't starting this one. Diop didn't start the last game, isn't starting this one. You have to imagine, like you say, Gonzo. Ray, do you think there's going to be like a transfer request put in from Diop or something like that? Because he must be fuming.
I don't know. I kind of guess like he can't be there much longer. Maybe we're looking to sell him. But I was going to ask Gonzo. You know what you said about Ben Rama and how there might be a clause in his contract.
Yep.
After you said that, I was googling like the next day and like, West Ham news and stuff like that, and it was like people writing articles on exactly what you said. Is that where they get their news from? It's from you?
They are trend setting. Honestly, Ray, I can't believe it. Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, all the news reports will be on bowls from Tesco and washing up and 33-year-old men and stuff like that. Really, mate. Everyone copies what I say. If I were to mention I was eating these Maynard's Bassett Sports Mix, kindly donated by Martin Ayres, then tomorrow I would expect sales of Maynard's Bassett Sports Mix to shoot through the roofs, not from Martin Ayres, of course. You'd have to buy them in a shop. But yeah, that's where they get their news from, Ray. Honestly, I'll tell you now, the hot topic of conversation will be it's a D-up. You read tomorrow. Exclusive. It's a D-up hands in transfer request.
We could get involved with the Pringles talk if you want. That's the one thing I did notice from you had many Pringles cans there, just about. So we could quite easily. I'm sure Ray probably has. Ray, do you have any Pringles?
Any Pringles, Ray?
Oh no, I haven't got no Pringles.
I was low-key hoping he might I was hoping he might have like the red flavour.
No, I still don't know what it means. You were low-key. What does that mean? You were rather... Does low-key mean rather hoping?
No, like under the radar. It means like under the radar. Do you know what I mean? Like
low-key.
Like on the down low. You know?
Low-key?
Yeah.
Does it mean stealth?
It could do. You could low-key move. You could low-key break into a house. If you wanted.
Well, you would... Well, you'd have to, because if you had a key, you probably wouldn't be breaking in. You'd probably just be letting yourself in, wouldn't you?
Oh, it'd be high key chub lock, innit? But no, it means like, you know,
high key chub lock, innit? I like it.
It means like, you know, it means under the rate, like calm,
low key,
you know,
low key. Not no fuss. You mean no fuss?
For example, I was.
Do you guys put gherkin in your sandwiches?
What do you say?
Do you put gherkin in your sandwiches?
Disgusting,
no.
Ray, for goodness sake.
I take it out of my McDonald's burgers as well. Who's putting
No one puts gherkin in their sandwiches.
gherkin?
This is why you've been sent to Liverpool, Ray.
This is why you're in. What tier? Oh, he's only in tier 2. The show off.
Oh, that's why they don't have gherkin. That's a punishment of gherkin.
What tier are you in, Gonzo?
4.
You in 4 as well? Yeah, it's tier 2. Look at this. This is the flat of a tier 2 man eating gherkins. Oh my lord, that is a sandwich. Wait, pull that sandwich back up.
The bread to filling ratio is all wrong.
No,
Show us again.
I don't know. I respect that.
Hold on. Is that spam?
What's in that?
So I went to Tesco's and I picked up the wrong meat. It was like the crumbled ham.
It's not crumbled. It's crumbed. It's got breadcrumb on it. It's not crumbled. It's not like apple crumble, right? It's crumbed.
Oh, I love an apple crumble.
Don't we all?
Yeah, and you got to cut it yourself. So
So what's in there? Because that was a lot of sandwich you've got going on there. Oh, he's gone straight in. Do you know what I respect about that? He's cut it. See, here's the thing, right? And I've had this conversation with my girlfriend recently. She cuts her sandwiches. I don't cut the sandwiches. I just get straight to. I'm too impatient. I get straight to biting. What I appreciate about someone who cuts the sandwiches, they get straight to the most damaging part, the middle. Do you know what I mean? You just get straight in there. Now,
That's
Ray,
true.
what is in that sandwich? Because that was a lot of sandwich you had going on there.
Well, we know there's crumbled ham and gherkin.
Gherkin, ham, lettuce, tomato.
I am all for that without the gherkin. I've got to say, you've gone and ruined
the
it
gherkin
for
is
you.
yeah.
You've let yourself, your family, and the city of Liverpool down with that gherkin, Ray.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't mind about the city of Liverpool. Fuck 'em.
No.
Man lives there. This is his city with reckless abandon.
I joke because they gave us loads of money just to stay closed, so I apologise to Liverpool.
To the city of Liverpool, to the city of Liverpool Council, he does not mean that to you. If you're somehow watching,
are they in the chat? Are they in the chat?
No. Steve Bruce is in the chat.
No, of course he is.
Steve Bruce is in the chat, but not.
I'm surprised how many West Ham fans are in Liverpool. There's quite a few.
Oh, no doubt. Working class city, Dockers. That's it, really.
CB Charlie Boy, he's repping the gherkins as well. He's saying gherkins are pickles. He's saying he puts them in. I'm saying it's wrong. I can't lie to you.
Repping the gherkins.
Yep.
Can I just say, I used to have it.
Yep.
Then you have to have it with a cup of tea or something.
What?
But it makes it
a gherkin or City of Liverpool. What do you have to have with a cup of tea?
You're a sandwich because it's too dry. So you have
Of course you do.
I mean, now you can have a cup
You
of tea.
should have some of that nice Robinson's cordial.
Have you got? Is there like some sort of butter or butter replacement thing inside that, or you just got filling and nothing else?
Oh no, there's butter in it.
What are we talking? Are we talking butter? Are we talking margarine? Are we talking olive spread? Are we talking? What are we saying?
I can't believe it's not butter.
Oh, okay.
I do like butter.
See, I like butter, but I don't have it. Butter's like the fancy option, so I don't have it. You know,
It's just butter. I would say it's fancy. It's about £1.20 for a whole block of the stuff. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
say
like
that,
gold.
right?
It's not gold bullion, is it?
Well,
It's butter.
Since I moved into this flat in the middle of October, I've had one tub of olive spread, and it has lasted me the entire time. And
That's good, it's disgusting.
And it was like 45p. No, olive spread's good, man.
It is good. It's good for you, but it's disgusting. That's why you've been there 24 years and you're still on the same original tub because it's
Incorrect.
It's just disgusting.
Incorrect. It's also because
It's
I
about
only.
butter.
It's also because I only have like one like swipe of it a day, and my girlfriend has none. So that's gonna last us until potentially the 5th lockdown.
That's
we have or
because your girlfriend has got a secret butter stash, mate, which she's keeping from you. She's not touching any of that nasty olive business. All right, I can speculate where it is. It'll be where you least expect it, tucked behind a toilet cistern or something like that. But I'll tell you what, when you go or do whatever you do, she gets out. She's probably got her own butter knife, spreads it nice and liberally over the bread and a toast stick. It's mostly butter, to be fair, by the time she's made her sandwich, and you ain't getting any.
The thing is, though, is I don't like olives in general. The only thing I will have I have olive spread, but any other olive can get in the bin. Olives in general are the worst. They come and they put it on your table at a restaurant. Get out of here! I'm not interested in your olives. I'm not interested. But in that specific instance,
all that olives and sun-dried tomatoes. Sun-dried tomato. It's basically a tomato that has been left to wither and go nasty. I don't want a sun-dried tomato. I want a tomato at peak ripeness and succulence.
I mean, I just don't like tomatoes in general. Tomatoes.
Wow.
Tomatoes are
Listen, I've got to go. I've got to make a cup of tea before the match starts, but I'll see you at half time.
I will see you at half time, sir. Thank you for joining.
Enjoy your sandwich, Ray.
Thank you. See you later, boys.
Can you, with all due respect, Charlie, in the nicest possible way, can you end me? Because I don't know how to get out of this maze.
Watch this. What we'll do is we'll do it like the end of Sopranos. Start saying a sentence, and then I'll just cut you off.
Oh, okay. You're bloody.
There you go. He's gone.
Where's Tom?
Tom doesn't just do stuff with Hammer's Chat anymore. He's too busy. He's too busy doing his After State funny. So I'm by myself, innit? By myself, doing my thing. By my thing.
He's let you down.
Nah, he's not. He's doing his own thing. He's doing his own thing. Ray, you're welcome to be here for the rest of the time if you want, Ray, or you can just go and watch the match in leisure and not have to worry about this shenanigans.
Yeah, I'll probably go and have a watch.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Enjoy your sandwich. Enjoy the match. See you later. Thank you for the phone call.
I'll come join you at half time. How's that?
All right, that's fine with me. Same link. Bye. There we go. There's Ray. There's Gonzo. There we go. Let me change to my better camera now. There we go. Look at the difference in quality of cameras. Look at that. That one. It's a big difference, isn't it? So, there we go. Now I need to find the timer, which is here. We're about to kick off. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'll say hello to you all in a second once I get the timer because it's about to start on my screen. Here we go. Southampton versus West Ham United. Thank you, everyone who is in the chat currently. Alan, Apache, Boothammer, Charlie Boy, Chris, Carson, Craig on a boot, Foshizi, GP, James Gunn, Jez Bish, Orlando, Ochoa, Mark Alexander, Mixie, Alexander, Ruben Blosh, Roy Hodgson, Steve Bruce, Stevie C, and Wally World. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Do you know what? I like it when random people rock up like that and give me technical stresses because it tests my abilities. You know what I mean? Because I don't. Let me turn this down slightly. I'm watching it on my girlfriend's iPad, so I don't have to have it up on my screen because I've got 15,000 other things open on screens. So I thought that's what I'll do. I'll have it open on the iPad, but that does mean it's below. It's there. So when I'm looking at that means I'm looking at the screen. But yeah, I'd like to thank you all for joining. Thank you very much. Lots of big sandwich talk there. It's a good early opportunity for Southampton. Save Fabianski. Who was it there? Number 10. Who's their number 10? Che Adams. Couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet there and shot. But it was a decent opportunity. Right, let me move this camera just ever so slightly because I'm a bit underneath it, you know. A bit underneath it. There we go. That's a bit better, innit? That's a bit better, innit? I need to do this so that appears. That's just broken now, apparently. We can change that, though. There we go. What I could do... No, we'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it there. There we go. That was fun, wasn't it? It's a grand old time. And again, just a double thank you there to Woody, Alan, and Language Studios for the donations. We genuinely do appreciate it. Every pound or dollar you donate goes towards another layer in Ray's sandwich, another bit in the tower. Right, there we go. Let me get on that so I can just... Hang on a second. Half time. There we go. Just letting Gonzo know it's the same link to join. There we go. All sorted. We're getting dangerously close to 15,000 subscribers. I've seen as well. I mean, what an achievement that is. That's weird to think about. Ralph Hassenhutter has joined the chat. Good to see you, Ralph. Good to see you both. You and Dave. You and Dave, opposition managers, getting involved in the chat, getting involved, and seeing what the fans are thinking. You love to appreciate it. You got to appreciate it. You really do. I do appreciate you both rocking up. I like it. It adds another layer. It adds another storyline to the watch along experience. You know, seeing major footballing icons such as Roy Hodgson, David Moyes, and Ralph Hassenhutter having conversations. You know, Steve Bruce sometimes rocks up. He rocked up earlier, you know, when Steve Bruce turns up. This sort of stuff. It adds another layer, you know. I'm all about storytelling. And that's a story. Ralph Hassenhutter trying to avoid witnessing Moisey Ball because, of course, he's not there. He's not in the ground today because someone who I think he lives with has... Ralph, just correct me if I'm wrong. You're not here because... someone in the house has the Rona, is that what it was? I saw it on Twitter earlier, but I wasn't really paying attention, so I didn't really read. I didn't really read it, Ralph. I apologise, sir. Mikel Arteta, King of the Rat Army. Hassenhutter, one of the most underrated managers in the Prem. Do you know what? I would actually genuinely agree with that. Like a legit, I would actually agree with that. I think that is actually true. I think he is. I think he's very... he's just got, like, when it first turned up, there was a moment about a year ago or so where it looked like Southampton's systems and like processes they've put in place to make them so successful had fallen by the wayside, and it looked like they were going to go down. And yet they stopped it. They managed to stop that trend, and they've keep rising. And Hassenhutter has to take a huge amount of credit for that. He did very well at a lot of other places. Or in Germany at least. I remember he was manager of... I can't remember, but they were a relegation candidate. It looked like they were going to get relegated, and then he came in and saved them. And not only did he do the same thing with Southampton, he's now growing them into something much bigger than that. And I think that's a huge credit to him, and I think he should have credit for that. Should have credit for that. Do you know what one of the good things? Was it Leipzig? I don't think it was Leipzig. Was it Leipzig? Oh, I must be getting baffed then. I apologise, Ralph. Shout out to Clips. Hello, Clips. Good to see. I don't really want to use the... So hang on. We're talking about... Can't even keep up with the game and the song streamer. Yeah, I put the Amazon thing on... this is why I've got it on an iPad, right? Danny Ings with a good opportunity. Danny Ings! It's 1-0. Good finish by Danny Ings. Gio will be conflicted af. Oh, no. Offside's been called. I suspect we'll go to VAR. But Danny Ings, it was a very good finish by Danny Ings, to be fair to him. So, Southampton working it down the right-hand side. Yeah, it is offside. Che Adams in the build-up. Just streamed just over. Danny Ings, though, controls it well. Dribbles through the middle of Dawson and Ogbonna. Slightly too easily. And it's still 0-0. It's a great finish. It's a great finish by Danny Ings, to be fair. As he said, Moyes ball has this covered, says David Moyes. It was never in doubt. Was never in doubt, Dave. Was never in doubt. But as I was saying, that's why I have it open on the iPad. I could have it open on my computer quite easily. But you get the noise, and with like the guests and everything else on the screen, it's very difficult to find the space to run everything I have to make all this happen. So I've got it on an iPad separately, but it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Che Adams was unlucky there because he did stray just offside. His timing wrong was just off, but it was offside. It was a good call. But Danny Ings, I can't stress how easily he just walked through the centre backs here. For cheesy CW is living in the future. For the first time in my life, I think I'm ahead of everyone. I opened the stream before I even started streaming myself. I opened the stream on Amazon Prime, on the Prime app, or the Amazon Video app, or whatever it is on the iPad, about 10 minutes before I even came live online. So to see me ahead of everyone is it's the first time ever. It's wild. Welcome. If you're wondering what time I'm at, it's up here. Wait, there we go. James Allen, hi Charlie, hi everyone. Good evening, James. Good to see you. Good to see you. Remember, everyone, if you don't have Amazon Prime, check the Discord link below. There's a section called Stream Links, which potentially it might have what you're looking for. You know. But good to see you. Good to see you, sir. So Alan Pardew's here. Alan Pardew's rocked up as well. Good evening, Alan Pardew. Nice to see you, sir. What outcome are you hoping for, Alan? If I can be so bold to call you that, Mr. Pardew. Sorry, I'll give you the respect you deserve, Mr. Pardew. What kind of outcome are you hoping for here? What would be the best for for former manager of both sides, of course? Who are you rooting for, sir? Mr. Pardew again. I will give you the respect you deserve. And can I add, Jezbis, and can I add to Charlie's advice about streaming? X-Dumpster is a really nice alternative to Pornhub, some excellent production value. Do you know what, sir? You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Jez. I find Pornhub getting rid of all their stuff was wild, wasn't it? Deleted mass content deletion. It was a wild moment. Whereas every other service still has the unverified stuff you may be looking for. If that's what you're in the market for, I would say now stick around for the watch along. I genuinely appreciate it, but after in the post match glow, as it were, you do you. Mr. Pardew, hoping for a West Ham win. Going to be a tough game. This, thank you, sir. I do think it'll be a tough game. This was the one I was more concerned about when we spoke about the difference between facing Southampton and facing. Who did we play last? I had the graphic on screen earlier. Brighton. I was more concerned about this game than I was Brighton. This is going to be a tough fixture. They're ahead of us for a reason, but they're also just their style tends to work quite well against us. Now we've changed formation today, which is interesting to me because I'm like, free kick doesn't go anywhere. We've changed formation to the 4. Which is interesting to me because I would have thought you'd keep the 5. I would have preferred to go for the 4 because I think it's potentially the right option against Southampton. I think if we played our usual system and our usual formation, then it would have been, I think, easier for Southampton almost in a way. But we'll see what happens. Craig Dawson just got a quick shot of him there. Whoa, man. The only man who's excited. Come on, Craigie. Jared Bowen has arrived. Good evening, Jared. How are you, sir? I will score. I'm Messi, says Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen, you are not Messi. You are Jared Bowen. Cresswell's going to have a mare, always exposed in 4. This is my concern. I think you have to have a sort of. It's a risk-reward thing, right? you look at it and you say, well, do we go for the 4 and try to impose ourselves upon them sort of thing and really go for the win and try to turn the screw? Or do we stick with the 5, try to be more defensively sound, but lose a lot of our attacking intent? I'm happy he's gone with the formation he's gone with. I'm happy he's gone with what he's decided to try, which is the more attacking option out of the 2. I'm happy that's the case. I genuinely am, because I think that's the right option. It's a risk, don't get me wrong, but I think we can try it. I think it's worth it. I think at this point, we're in a bad run of form. We've got 1 win in 5. Southampton are above us. A win here puts us into 9th, at least. It puts us ahead of Southampton. I think that's what you want. You want to take it to him a bit, you know? You want to step them up. Jared Bowen, I will score 3. Well, there you go. Good luck. I wish you the best. I really do. So I'm just having a little look at the chat, just seeing what's going on. Thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate it. Adrian Whitfield, wonder how often we have trained with this 1-4-1-4. 4-1-4-1. 1-4-1-4. That'd be a formation, wouldn't it? 4-1-4-1 formation. A surprise after a 48-hour turnaround. I mean, maybe that's why we were playing sort of variations of it earlier on. Maybe that was the idea. Maybe we're sort of, because we knew we were going to have to squad rotate around this period. So maybe we were playing it earlier on to just sort of get those gears whirring a bit. I mean, look, the biggest surprise for me is the Dawson thing and not Diop, because Diop's played a bit. Why on earth Dawson is playing ahead of him, I will never know. And this is coming from someone I like Craig Dawson. I like Craig Dawson. I can't lie to you. Is 50% of it me just wanting another Jordan Hugill? Yeah, it is. I can't lie to you. But at the same time, I don't think he's as bad as most other people would say. Oh, Fredericks does well there. Okay, it did go out. I was like, bloody hell, fair play. So that is a surprise to me, because you're like, oh, you have a sort of a set of defenders who haven't played together before. That's a bit of that's an interesting one, isn't it? But realistically, we're looking at a replay here of the Fredericks thing. It did just go out of play. Yeah, I wonder, because we didn't look great with it before. Any formation before at the back we didn't look great with, so we'll see. Go on to Southampton. James Ward-Prowse had to take it. What a player he is, by the way. It was in a very dangerous area, but it was nodded away by someone. Pablo Fornal was chasing it. Go on, Pabs. Literally never going to work, but I appreciate the effort regardless. Walcott goes down holding his calf. Shock. Injury. Oh my God, that was almost a massive accident. I'm going to move that. There now. Injury prone player goes down injured. Shock. Dawson is a baller. Thank you, Fo. I knew I could count on you. Alan Pardew, Craig Dorsinho with a Bruce and a baguette. Batistuta with one. With a brace. Not a Bruce. I'm an idiot. And baguette Batistuta with one. Yes, Alan. It's a very... what I would say there, Mr. Pardew, is that it's a very... very interesting phrase. Baguette Batistuta. You'd love to see it, though. Cheeky 3. A Dawson brace would do me the world of good, I'll tell you that much. I've been struggling, so give me a Dawson brace and I'll be a happy, happy man. I'll be a happy, happy man. One thing we didn't do, by the way, if you're here, one thing we didn't do before the game, which we usually do, was sub bingo. Sub bingo and score predictions. What are we thinking? Sub bingo and score predictions wise, people. What are we saying? Sub bingo, I'll stick with my 6-9, but score predictions wise, I did say 2-1 to Southampton before, and I'll stick to that. I will stick to that, just because I'll stay consistent for it. But I'm interested to hear what other people think about score lines and stuff, given the lineups. because we did obviously spend a lot of time talking about sandwiches and whatnot, which is more, it's the more important content if we're being real about it. But I am interested in people's score predictions. GP says 1-1. Sorry, I was just deep seeing the chat again. I'm sort of just behind. I think it was the beginning of the show just threw me off, so I'm a bit behind. 1-1 says GP. Fo Sheezy, sub bingo, 69th minute, big plays, Fo. Getting involved with my... It's the prediction I love, and I will stick to it. It's never right, bless, but one day it will be. Jezbish, 0-0, no way scoring against them. See, what I said when I said 2-1, I was speaking to Ray about this. When I said 2-1, I was speaking about it on the Two Spanners One Hammer Patreon exclusive podcast, right? When I said 2-1 to Ray, on that, I said he said 2-0 to Southampton and said he doubt we score, and that was my instant reaction after I said 2-1. I was like, but will we score? I don't know if we will. That was my thing. But we're not starting poorly here. We're not starting in a sense that says we won't score. Declan Rice taking the free kick there. It's a dangerous ball in. It's not a bad ball in. Craig Dawson at the back post getting tangled up with someone. But it wasn't a bad ball. Just a bit of a shock that Declan Rice is on it and not trying to get his head on the end of it. But still, I agree. That was what I was thinking, was whether or not we'd actually score. But we've not started in a way that denotes that we won't. That denotes that we won't. Nathan Glassball, 3-1 Southampton. I think Ray also suggested that could have been a score, to be fair. Charlie Boy, 85th. Alan Robness, let's see how many shots do you think we'll have? We'll come back to that, Alan, because that's an interesting question. Dave Ben, so Charlie Boy says 85th sub, probably accurate. Dave Ben, 3-1 Irons, 1 for Dawson. Come on. Throws easy 3-0 Southampton, yeah. Mikel Arteta kicking around Army 2-2. David Moyes says Noble in at the 80th minute. Is Noble on the bench? Right, I didn't pre our bench properly. If I just press this, will it work? It will. Noble is on the bench. Bowen, Benrahma, Antonio. Antonio's on the bench as well. Do you know what? As a bench, that's not the worst bench we've ever had. That's actually quite a decent bench. I mean, it's because none of them are starting, but it's not a bad bench. Maybe, Dave, maybe. James gone 2-0. Us, Dawson double. Come on. Back into Dawson. Come on, lads. You love to see it. You really do. Uncle M, first shot will be on goal in the 78th minute. Yeah. The way we've started 2-0 to Southampton, says Chuck. I don't think we started horrendously, but that's not also bad. We have also conceded once already, so you're not wrong now. I think about it a bit more. Mixie, Benrahma for Yarmo, 64th minute. Okay. Benrahma making an appearance. That would shock us all. 2-0 to the Saints, says Charlie Boy. Just bitch, Kyle Walker-Peters is a revelation. He has been very good. I will say that. I mean, he's been better than I thought he would have been. I thought it was interesting, the idea of them getting him from Tottenham. I thought it was an interesting signing because in my head I would have thought they would have gone from a smarter buy from somewhere in Europe, right? Gone. Good block there by whoever it was, Cresswell, I believe. I would have thought it would have been. People talk about Dawson was killing someone. I've missed it. God damn it! I was talking and I missed it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I would have thought it would have gone for someone else, but he's done really well for them. To be fair, he's very fast, but he's doing bits. It's a smart signing. It reminds me a bit of when they signed Bertrand, although I think Bertrand was a better signing at the time, and I was more confident about Bertrand. It reminds me of that, getting a young fullback from one of the bigger boys in the Premier League and who wasn't going to get time at their club and making him their thing. Like I said, I thought Bertrand I was more confident of his success, but Scenes, I'm so annoyed I missed Dawson absolutely nailing someone. Fo Sheezy, Dawson almost killed Che Adams. From the free kick. See, okay, this is why I missed it. My stream glitched slightly at that moment, so I saw the initial thing, and I didn't see the instant specifically because it was the wide angle. And then when it zoomed in and Dawson was standing over him, it glitched and then skipped forward slightly, and I was like, missed it. Well upset. Amazon doing me dirty. I'm cancelling my Prime subscription. I'm not. It's how I ordered food, but you know. Let's go back to see. I'll tell you what, right? Let's talk about this. So let's talk about this shot thing. How many shots do we think we're going to have on target? How many shots do you think West Ham United will have on target tonight? I'm just gonna. The timer's gonna pause a second while I check if we've had some already. I don't think we have. In fact, I'm 100% certain we haven't. But yeah, we haven't. We haven't had a single shot. That makes more sense. I was just double checking. The missing Dawson has thrown me off here. I don't want to miss Dawson, and yeah, I have. So I was just double checking. How many shots will we have on target? My gut says 3. We had 4 last game. We'll have 3 this game. Southampton are gaining more and more control of this game as time goes on. Our finishing is pretty woeful, says Xavier. There's been several games where we should have scored 4 or 5. Yeah, that's fair. I think we've had... One of the problems of that run we had is we did miss a lot of golden opportunities. Fornals was guilty of a lot of them, and as was Haller. We missed a lot of golden opportunities. Fornals I can forgive a lot more, and Haller's I think were... I said at the time, but I don't think they were as good as the Fornals ones. But I can at least forgive him, but it is frustrating. You've got to take these things. Danny Ings has appeared in the chat. Good evening, Danny. He says he was robbed. Should be 1-0 lucky. Then says David Moyes BTEC Manuel Pellegrini. Danny. Manuel Pellegrini. No, I wouldn't. I would disagree. I think it's, they're too tactically different, Danny. Is what I would say. To say he's a BTEC. Now, I'd say he's a BTEC Sam Allardyce, maybe. You want to get real spicy, Danny? Lob something like that and we'll see what happens. Were you robbed? You were robbed because I think your finish was good. Unfortunately, your friend Che strode offside, and maybe give him a little touch, give him a little shout, tap on the shoulder, and just say, "Yo, mate, just time your runs a little bit better," because you know you got to say that your finish, Danny, that was good. James Gunn, Dawson hit him with the Orton punt kick. Did he? I'm so angry. I'm gonna have to go back and see this at some point. I'm gonna have to rewind because this is the sort of nonsense I'm backing. When the other two rock up at half time and half time, I might just scroll back and have a look because I think Amazon allows you to do that. Anna Robin is 20 minutes, no shots. Yeah, no shots so far. Alan says 1 shot on target. GP says 4 shots on target. Jez Bish, 2 shots on target, no goals. Foshizi, 2. Charlie Boy, 2. 2 shots. Nathan Glasspool says 3. Wally World says 2 shots. I mean, yeah, last game we ended up having 4 shots on target in the end. But 2 of them were in the last 10 minutes and all of them were in the second half, I think. And I think 3 of them were in the last 20 minutes and 2 of them in the last 10. So it was very much a late thing. Can we work that into this? I don't know. We'll see. But my gut says 3. But we do have more attacking players on the pitch. There's a much more attacking lineup, as Gonzo said. So we do have more attacking lineup on the pitch. So maybe we get some good shots on target. I don't know. And I do think it's the right formation to go up against Southampton. I mean, the 4-2-3. I mean, it depends. A 4-1-4-1 maybe slightly less so, but a 4-2-3-1, which is what I hoped it was when I looked at it. Although I know everyone's saying it's a 4-1-4-1, so potentially not. But a 4-2-3-1 was basically invented to get around the 4-4-2, if you think about it logically. So it's the right formation to go up against the 4-4-2 side. Getting someone in the pocket, Lanzini, for example, for now, someone in the pocket behind their double pivot, the midfield 2 of Southampton. It's the right idea. Yeah, Cresswell with a free kick. It's into a really dangerous area. It was into a very dangerous area. It was probably ever so slightly too far ahead of the starting line of the West Ham players there. It's a good cross by Cresswell from the free kick. Who is it? It gets a touch. I want to say it's Haller, who's at full stretch, under pressure from the defenders. Sort of can't quite get the touch to redirect it or control it because it's so far ahead. I reckon the ball was just ever so slightly ahead. Southampton's high line, defensive line worked very well there. And then Soucek at the far side almost gets to it. Can't quite. But another good opportunity, like I say, it's one of those things where you got to show. Foshizi says Danny Ings, BTEC Mourinho, most probably. That's a fair shout. That's a much fairer shout. Now Danny Ings is saying he's a BTEC Alpardew. Danny Ings is a BTEC Hugo, says Mulch White. Come on. Yes. Correct. Come on. Yes. Mulch White is now my new favourite person in the chat, everyone. I just want to let you know, Mulch White, congratulations on that achievement. Correct is the answer to that. Correct. Danny Ings, how many goals Antonio and Haller got this season? Haller is on 7. Antonio is on 4 or 5, something like that. I'd have to check. Do you know what? Let's check, shall we? As in all competitions, the timer is going to disappear very briefly while I check this. I apologise, everyone. Goal scorers. Sebastian Haller is on 6, not 7, apparently. This is according to Wikipedia, and Antonio is on 2. I think this is wrong. I think that's wrong. I'd have to look up somewhere else because the Wikipedia is saying that, and I believe that is wrong. XX Emperor's Champion XX. What a username for a start, sir. Who's your fave player? At West Ham currently, my favourite player is Thomas Souček. And in football right now, my favourite player is Jordan Hugill. No doubt. No doubts. Foshizi CW is Dawson. Don't like. See, the thing is, right? He's getting there. But I need a bit. He's not quite there yet. Do you know what I mean? Hugill didn't start with Colt. He didn't have Hugill got the jump start because of Come On You Irons, Can't Wait to Walk Out in Front of the Bubbles. Come on. You know, he had that jump start with that video. And so he was able to just go straight in at number 1. Whereas Dawson never had that, but he's getting there. You know, after today, maybe after I rewatch that clatter with Che Adams, maybe I'll get to see it. It's been compared to Randy Orton. That's obviously something that interests Charlie specifically. So maybe you'll get there, but it's something I've got to think about. It's something I've got to think about, digest, stew on a little bit, you know? Stew on it just a tad. Good player, Southampton. Thank you, Empress. I appreciate that. I appreciate your positive reaction to that. If you're telling me I can't pick Jordan Hugill, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. There's a lot of players I love. You could have like Ronaldo up. Adam says you could have Ronaldo up front. They don't look like they can score. A lot of it is a formational thing as opposed to an individual thing. I do agree with that. I think we as football fans tend to look at struggles as on a player by player basis. That's a good ball into the area. Good catch, to be fair. Good catch by McCarthy there. Haller was waiting, but he couldn't. McCarthy launches himself above him. I think we as football fans tend to focus on the individual players more than we focus on the tactics and stuff like that, which is totally understandable, right? But I do think a lot of it is a formational thing. I don't think we create good enough chances most of the time. And I think we look at that as something to beat a player up about. Something like Haller, maybe other players we look at and say they're not good enough, whereas in reality, I think, you know. Whereas in reality, I think a lot of it is a formational thing. West Ham clips. My stream is so far behind. Pele has 300 less goals on his record. Man's in the 70s or some shit. Man's out here in the 70s or something. It's weird being ahead. Hello, everyone. It's me from the future. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You ready for this? It's going to happen in your streams in a sec. Frederick's going to head the ball down. I mean, the thing is I'm probably ahead. If I'm ahead of you watching this, then I'm like 10 seconds ahead of you because there's the delay of you. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Technology. That's how that works. Jez Bish, favourite ever player from West Ham and favourite ever player. For me, it's Di Canio and Big Sol Campbell. Big Sol Campbell. Do you remember that slide tackle he did at Wembley once when it was watery and the pitch was wet and it just went forever? That was a great moment in life, wasn't it? Favourite ever player at West Ham is Joe Cole. When I was a kid, he was the guy. I've made, this isn't even a joke, I've made actual life decisions based on Joe Cole's life when I was younger. Good lad. Outside of that, Carlton Cole is my favourite ever West Ham player. And then favourite ever player, Ronaldinho. It's got to be Ronaldinho, doesn't it? Like, Ronaldinho is just, he was an absolute wizard with the football. He's an absolute wizard with the football. Thierry Henry was a big one as a kid as well. But Ronaldinho is the guy. Just an absolute baller of epic proportions. You just can't. He's just beautiful. One of the commentators, by the way, just if you're here, Ralph, Mr. Hasenhüttl, one of the commentators just asked, what are you thinking from home if you were watching this? What would Ralph Hasenhüttl be thinking at home if he's watching this? So if you're watching this, please let us know. What's everyone else's favourite player of all time? West Ham and non-West Ham. I'd be interested, actually. CM, is this Knut going to talk about the game? You've misspelled a word there, sir. Come back to me when you learn how to spell. Then I'll answer your question. Got a Hugo body pillow. I can't lie to you. I might do Hugo, bruv. People getting in there with the people loving the Hugo. You know, it's just an accurate thing. Fo, I appreciate it. Come back, Fo. Right, come back at CM. Come back in 5 minutes when you've learned to spell. Google it. Learn how to spell. Then I'll answer your question. But Fo, I appreciate it, but don't worry about it. Foshisi also asks, did we buy anyone in Jan 2021? We did. It was Patrice Evra on a free. We signed him from BT Sport, or whoever he works for at the moment. Sky, isn't it? He's come in and play that left wing back role. It's big David Moyes signing. David Moyes, Bobby Moore, Di Canio. Just big names. Ionix, one. My favourite was Joe Cole. Good man. I just loved him. He was so good. And when I was a kid, he was the player breaking through, which was obviously incredibly exciting. It's a corner for West Ham, by the way. Here we go. Played in. This one's for UCM. I don't know what McCarthy tried to do there. He's gone down and it's a free kick, but some next nonsense has just occurred. Let's have a look at the replay. It's scrambled, it bounces up. Dawson's underneath it, Souček's underneath it. McCarthy sort of just goes, I don't know if he gets pulled back, and that's why he goes for an overhead kick, but he sort of goes for an overhead kick to clear it. Love that from him. Yeah, Joe Cole was the player breaking through from the academy when I was a kid, and I always fancied myself as like a sort of number 10-ish thing. And so when he was sort of started, he was out on the left, he was at CM, he was breaking through, he got into the England team. He was always the best. When I was a kid, my first shirt had 26 on the back because of Cole. Had 26 because of Cole. Ronaldinho, a proper slag. Total, what a player Ronaldinho was, let's be real. Fave Hammer. Danny Ings coming close. Favourite Hammer says, who was it? Dave Ben. Favourite Hammer, Brooking. Favourite ever, Dalglish. I like that shout. Brooking is a classic because I'm looking at the Southampton chance again here. To be fair, all right, so Danny Ings makes a good run. He's mistimed it there and would have been offside if it ended up in a net regardless. But Walcott drives it across, and that's the sort of things we don't deal well with. Playing the balls hard across the floor as opposed to up in the air. That's what we don't deal with very well. So it's a good play by Southampton. This game's lighting up now a little bit. We're starting to get some chances at either end. One shot so far from West Ham, still none on target. As we keep track of that. Pardon me, but we're getting there. My favourite player has to be Jason Punchin because his goal made me dance, says Alan Pardew. That's a fair shout. Do you know what? I will say this about Jason Punchin. Underrated player. I'll say this. I said this on a I interviewed a Crystal Palace guy once for the channel, and I said to him I thought Jason Puncheon was underrated, and he got very happy about that. Good player, Jason Puncheon. Major 84, Julian Dick's all-time favourite West Ham. Dennis Bergkamp, all-time player. Yes, Bergkamp. Like, what a baller. Again, I said Thierry Henry, but watching Bergkamp in his prime is just unreal. What an absolute player. Like, go back and watch highlights of Dennis Bergkamp, and you're just like, how is he that good? How is he that good? Froshizi, Alan Shearer. Red card. Good lads. Just a good lad. John Kernell, Sir Trevor. Ralph Hassan. I had a power nap. Good, man. Good. XX Emperor's Champion. XX Andy Carroll. That's a shout. That's a shout. That's a shout. Southampton's corner, by the way. Southampton to corner. Corner to Southampton is what I meant to say. They still managed to get big punt by Bertrand going absolutely nowhere. Fair play. I'm trying to catch up with the people because I want to know these players because I just like talking about football. You know what I mean? So when we're talking about like greatest ever favourite players about West Ham and otherwise, I just get a bit hyped. So I want to try and catch up. INX, watching a 12-year-old Joe Cole training on St. Greaves TV show was amazing. Bruv, he's a baller. He was a baller. When he came back, I was so excited. He never obviously hit the heights that he did the first time around, but it's still just exciting for me as a person. Alan Devonshire, good shout. Carlo Ancelotti's rocked up, says, me genius. You genius, Carlo. I respect that. I agree with you. I agree. I think you genius. Paul Goddard and David Cross says CVC. Big. David Cross was on the boats last season, I think it was. Said hello to him. Nice man. Let's see. When is Antonio coming on? Says Chippy999. I personally wouldn't bring him on. I'm just too scared of him getting injured. But 60 maybe? 60 minutes or something? I'll stick with my prediction, 69, but you know. Andrea Pirlo says CB. Yes. What a boy. Pirlo, baller. One of the biggest ballers of all time. More West Ham. Romario, Brazil says GP. Romario, big boy finisher. I tell you what. You want to talk about goal scoring records? Check out Romario's. Big goals from big bits. What a baller, Ace, says Alan Partridge. He was, man. Jason Puncheon was a baller. Thank you all for joining me. I do genuinely appreciate it. I know I say it all the time, but I do actually genuinely appreciate it. This is awful, says Uncle M. I don't think it's as bad as last time, but it's not good. It's not good. Gineppo with an absolute touch. It was a beautiful thing, wasn't it? I'm considering eating a Kit Kat Chunky, everyone. Just wanted to let you know. Coffee break fiction. Why aren't you talking about the game? Crying laughing emoji. Don't know. Why don't you think I'm talking about the game? Coffee break fiction. That's a question I'd ask you. Let's talk about you, Coffee break fiction. How are you? How's your Christmas? How's things going, man? How's it been? Talk to me, you know? How's the family? What's going on in your life? You know? What did you get in your GCSEs? I'm not suggesting you're that old. I just want to know in general what you get in your GCSEs. Well, are you not from England? What did you get in your GCSE equivalent in wherever you're from? SATs in America, maybe? It's interesting. Talk to me. It's a good free kick, by the way, here for West Ham. Good position. Laid short. Interesting opportunity. Yarmolenko tried to ping it back across. Didn't quite work out. Here's what it is. A waste of one. And this was something Gio picked up in the review in the last one. In the last match was if we're so good at heading and we're so good at free kicks and stuff like that and crosses and corners, why the hell would you why would you lay it short? Why would you not just cross it into the box? Very confusing. Coffee break fiction. Lovely Christmas, thanks, mate. Love to talk about GCSEs, but there's a football match on. Haha. Don't know what you're talking about. Coffee break. How was it? Did Santa get you everything you wanted? I'm very happy. I got a Run the Jewels Christmas jumper. Run the Jewels are my favourite, one of my favourite artists around at the moment, if we're talking about it in those sort of terms. As a group, I think they're they do old school rap, but in a really cool way. I think they're brilliant. So I got their Christmas limited edition Christmas jumper, which was very exciting for me. Got a Toblerone. I've got a Toblerone down here. It's a coffee break. Here you go. Look, I've got a Toblerone from my girlfriend's mum. Bought me a Toblerone because I do love Toblerone. As you can see, it's open. I've only eaten like 2 or 3 bits, but I do love a Toblerone, so that was very exciting for me personally. You know, just let you know. In fact, coffee break at half time. If you stick around, I'll eat a piece of Toblerone for you. I'll eat a piece of Toblerone for you. 4-hours with the header back across goal. And then, who's that? Is it Fredericks on the end of it, but can't really do anything. 2 players you wouldn't expect to be getting the header on, but there we go. It happens. It happened. Not quite a smart idea. I know. The thing is, right, this game hasn't been great. Leeds, by the way, 4-0 up. Rodrigo scoring. Flipping hell. If it's not been perfect from us by any stretch of imagination, but I think we've created opportunities where we could have scored. Certainly, I don't think it's been completely out of the realms of possibility. However, I don't know. It's just not quite. We're not quite flowing in a way, but again, I didn't think we would, because again, Southampton's set up in the way which would stop us doing that. It's the way that it's always been against teams such as Southampton's tactics, and I am concerned because they come forward a lot faster than we do. They've got a good free kick in a good area now, Southampton. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm not totally despondent at this point. I'm not totally despondent. I'm not hyped, but I'm not totally despondent. Wally, almost pure joy. I know. If it had gone in, man, imagine, it would have been a beautiful moment. It would have been a beautiful moment. David Moyes and Carlo Ancelotti. What I would say to you both, as you have a pop at each other, what I would say is that you're welcome to just be respectful of each other. I don't want to. You can have discussions on who manages what club and all this other sort of stuff, but just be respectful of each other. You're both legends of the game, and I wouldn't want to see you lower yourselves to an internet bicker. I would say. You know what I'm saying, guys? So just, Kevin Ward-Prowse, James Ward-Prowse in a very good position here. Obviously a free kick specialist, a dead ball specialist in general. Just on the edge of the area, basically touching the D if you're not watching the game. It's a very, very good position. This is the sort of area where he could swaz him in from. Someone else is standing over the ball and pretending like it's going to be anyone else but James Ward-Prowse. Hits it. Meh. Meh. No. Nil point from the UK judge. He's hit it. He's tried to go the opposite side. Sort of think Payet versus Crystal Palace. Not on target. It's a difficult one. It's one of the ones where you could argue maybe it's too close to get it up and down. So he's gone for something a bit different. But, meh. David Moyes, being the bigger man, I'm taking the higher road, something Carlo has a hard time taking. Sir, listen, again, I'm all about frank discussions. Okay, we can have a frank discussion, but don't lower yourselves. Okay, you're both titans of the game, of the management game. Don't go wild on it. Roy Hodgson, so far some very, very good football from both sides, but not enough decisive actions in the final third to affect the scoreline. I agree, Roy. I agree. Good knowledge, sir. I think I don't know how long you're planning on staying in the game of management. Hopefully longer. But hopefully longer. But what I would say is, it's you could go on to do punditry quite easily. That's what I'll say. Just checking something on the other screen. There we go. That's back now. The commentator there just said that he felt both teams have another gear, and I think that's probably fair and true. I think that's probably fair and true. Like I say, it's not been anywhere near as bad as it has been in, especially in the last game. But it's not great. Good play there by Cresswell and Fornals. I'll tell you what, as much as I don't like, he's played it across. Oh, opportunity! Up and over from Lanzini. Got to take a better opportunity there. And there is the half-time whistle. It's 0-0 at half-time. Big opportunity from Lanzini right at the end there. And probably you would suspect do better. What I would say is this. What I was saying is, as much as I don't like seeing Fornals on the left, it is him and Cresswell do have quite a good partnership. They do some quite nice link-ups. But it ends 0-0 at half-time. A bit meh, says Foe. Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. I would agree with that. Oh, Adrian Whitfield with a good stat, apparently sourced from BBC Sport. Leeds United have scored 4 goals in the first half of the Premier League away game for the first time since November 2002 against West Ham. That's about right. Sounds about right. How are we feeling at half-time, everyone? How are we feeling at half-time? What would you say? What would you say? I think for me, it's a situation where it's not quite completely lost, but it certainly wasn't as good as you'd expect. I don't think we've been horrendous by any stretch of imagination. I think it's better than last time, but we've not created that much. Welcome back, Gonzo. Gonzo, how do you feel about that half of football?
It's pretty boring stuff, Charlie. I've got to say, it's pretty boring. It's our passing. I've not watched your show at all, mate. By the way, I've just been watching it, so I don't know what you've been saying.
It's been mostly, just so you're aware, it's been mostly for the last 20 minutes or 10 minutes, Carlo Ancelotti and David Moyes having an argument. So don't worry about it.
Oh, come on.
So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Ray's more excited than I am. I feel, Charlie, that what are you doing? Oh, Toblerone, nice. Look, it's easy to look at it from a West Ham, being disappointed as a West Ham, and there's a lot to be sort of disappointed about. But I'll tell you what, Southampton fans won't be watching that and thinking they're having most of it, because actually I think in terms of outright chances, I think both teams, in fact, I think we have had probably more chance in front of goal than they have. Haller's chance, that's the only delivery. Our delivery's been poor from set pieces. The only time our delivery got right, that was a really good chance for Haller. Cresswell ripped it in. It's the best and only good delivery he's done. And then Fredericks was a real chance as well. I think I don't want to count. You can't count their Ings one as a chance because he would have been offside anyway. But we're struggling and we're toiling. And I think we're difficult. I think we're difficult to play against. I think Dawson's actually been all right, to be fair. Quite pleased with how he's settled down. We really lack it. We're so slow, so awfully slow, painfully slow. How Moyes is not looking through the youth team to find someone, just a quick player to put in the team, just to change the dynamic of the team. I don't know. I also think it's funny what he said about Ben Rama, isn't it? About Ben Rama give the ball away. That's all we've done really, is give the ball away. Technically, we're so poor at ball control and passing and dribbling, and everybody is. But you know what? I think it's 0-0. Southampton are a good team. And we're still in this game. We'll still have another chance or two in this game. And you sort of hope and you get the feeling that Southampton, it's not hard. Southampton have had 10 chances in that half. It's a really crap game of football, though.
Ray?
Yeah, I was very concerned after the first 6 minutes with Craig Dawson and O'Connor just letting Danny Ings run through. And it seemed too easy. And I was thinking maybe Danny Ings is going to have that kind of game. He's just been able to run through the defence. But Dawson's been really good in the hair. He's played really well, as Gonzo said. So it's quite a big exciting. But as for attacking, we are slow. The passing's not great. I just got bored during the game. Literally, like listening to you on your walking on from the sofa. I was like, oh, what are they saying about? I was more interested in what was going on over here.
I mean, yeah, David Moyes and Carlo Ancelotti having a fight.
I actually got my phone out to text it, even though I could hear it on the computer. I was like, yeah, let them fight, come on.
Yeah, like I say, I don't think it's been it's not been the worst half of football we've ever played. I think we've created more and looked slightly better going forward than we did last time against Brighton, but that's not saying much because I thought we were dreadful then. I think it's not. I've been really concerned about. Ray knows this, Gonzo, but I'm always talking about tactical matchups because I feel like with our season, especially under David Moyes at the moment, I feel like you can draw a really clear line between teams that play counter-attacking football we really struggle against, and teams that play more possessive attacking football we perform much better than because of the way David Moyes sets up. I was really concerned about this game because I thought they're playing counter-attacking football. They usually do a lot better than us than that. This is perfect for Ralph Hasenhüttl. He's going to rock up. He's not even going to have to come to the stadium. What a time to be alive, right? But our sort of changing tactics, playing the 4 at the back, playing a bit more of an attacking formation, I think has suited us slightly to the extent where we've managed to do a couple of little bits here and there, but it's just about... It's always been slightly too far ahead of the player or slightly too high above the player, or it's just not quite got that final incisive ball yet. I mean, what do you like? How do you, if you're David Moyes, Gonzo, what are you doing? What are you thinking at halftime? How are you going into the second half? What you happy? You sad?
Oh, David Moyes is pleased.
Yeah.
David Moyes is pleased. He's not. David Moyes ain't there to entertain us, right? That's not his job. Southampton are a good team, and I do think we have had the best chances of that game there. What do I think? I think you can get too caught up on formations, right? So I think one wide player that we have is Yarmolenko. The other wide player is Fornals. And then we've got Sebastian Haller. I don't care about this 4-1-4-1 business. I know what my eyes show me, and it's that, right?
Yeah.
Lanzini is playing as a central midfielder. I don't want Lanzini as a central midfielder. I want him in and around the box all the time. So you have to say, based on what I've said, our attacking three, regardless of what you think the formation might be, are Haller, Yarmolenko, and Fornals, and they're too damn slow and not really being able to impact the game at all. And Haller, I'm not sure how much more we've got to see before a decision is made, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe we've seen Mikel Antonio with his hot water bottle strapped to his hamstring there, so that's obviously hot water bottles obviously to keep it warm for obvious reasons. But if I was never mind about David Moyes probably keep it exactly as it is.
Yeah.
If it's me, I'm thinking, okay, I'm quite happy with how the defence have marshalled a really good team. I'm quite happy with how we've stopped them. Now we need to get a little bit more so I would look to do a couple of things. I would look to try and change up one or more of Haller, Yarmolenko, Fornals, do something there, get Lanzini closer to the attacking play and bring something else on, because I don't think we sacrifice our defence that much by just swapping out one more player. I think the defence is playing well. I think just by taking out Fornals. I am concerned about excuse me, my earphone's gone. I am concerned about Yarmolenko's. I expect that from Fornals. I expect that from Haller. What I've seen, I'm concerned about Yarmolenko's inability to impact this game. It seems he looks so slow. I know he's not fast, but even a commentator said, "Oh, there he is, Yarmolenko. Pace is not his forte," or words to that effect. I don't know which commentator that was. That's a generic commentator.
It sounded like someone. It sounded like a sort of 1950s boxing commentator. I'm saying, Cassius Clay going in with the right hook. Like I'm just staring.
Yeah.
And
it's the Stanley Matthews running down the wing.
There you go,
Blocked out, running through the middle. Go!
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't see any of that really. Yeah.
Yarmolenko, is he running? No, he's standing still.
Yeah. Stanley Matthews, low key baller. Here we go.
Fam, blood.
Yes, there you go. Here's my question: would you bring on Antonio at all?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, bring him on for the last 10 minutes. There was no point having him on the bench. Would I play him for a half? No, but bring him on for 10 minutes and then you play him for 20 minutes in the next one. After we finished our video yesterday, Tommy made a great analogy and said Antonio's like a train. So he takes a long time to get going. You know what I mean? And once he's going, once he's got the head of steam, once he's got that inertia behind him, and he's absolutely right. You've got to wind him up slowly. So yeah, I think it's 10 minutes and then 20 minutes next time, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, while that's happening, we've got to endure Sebastian Haller, who, let's be fair, is not impacting the game and doesn't really want to be there.
Ray, would you bring him on?
Yeah, I think Gonzo's right. You got to give him like a 10-minute run out just to test the waters, get your fitness a little bit back up to scratch. Because then we play Everton next, so he's going to need a bit more time against Everton. Then it's the FA Cup. Then we've got the rest of January is going to be big points for us that we need to. If we've got any aspirations for Europe or standing in the top half, we've got to get some big points throughout January.
I don't know if I would, The only reason I ask, because someone asked in the chat, I think it was Foshizi who asked in the chat, and I don't think I would. I'm just too scared. He's too injury prone. I think it's too important, to have him for other games than to put him in here. It freaks me out. I see him on the bench. I'm like, that means he's not fit enough to start. That means I don't know if he's fit enough to play in general because we have a history of rushing him back. Just wait. And I know there's the problem with having that perspective is, when do you stop waiting then? Because at some point you've got to take the plunge and you've got to do it. But
so I was going to say, the quicker we find out whether he's going to stay injured, the quicker we find out if we're going to get a new striker for January.
It has to be done anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Ray. That they have to. They have to. I think it's massively hindering the way. Look, you got. It's one of two things, right? You either believe in Moyes or you don't believe in Moyes. But regardless of whether you do, you must accept he has a style of play, whether you want him or whether you don't want him. And he doesn't have enough players that suit his style of play. He's too stubborn to change. I think he should. I think he should be changing things. I think he should be using Haller and Benrahma and other players at his disposal. But it gets to the point we have to stop talking about it. You just have to say, well, he's not. So what are we going to do? Well, he's going to need to bring somebody in, because actually the way he wants to play is hindered completely by having a player like Haller there. All momentum is thwarted. All chance of a counter-attack. We sit back so deep. So we need to counter-attack, and we can't. It's so slow. We can't counter-attack with Fornals, Yarmolenko, and Sebastian Haller like that, playing like this. We cannot counter-attack. It needs to be sorted out and play. I don't care what anyone says. Players need to be brought in January, and a striker, somebody that is mobile, is key to that.
But that's the thing. It's because of the counter-attacking player. I think you can play these players in a different formation and a different style, and I think it works fine. But if you're playing counter-attacking, then it just makes no sense. Not this exact. Change Yarmolenko for Benrahma or something, then maybe we can get a bit of working here or something like that. But you can't play this exact collection of people and have it play like counter-attacking, fast, like what it would traditionally be fast-flowing football. It just makes no sense. No sense at all. But that's the thing is, so you look at the bench, right? Who do you bring on? Who do you take off? Gonzo, we'll start with you. You sort of mentioned it already. Or do you do it? Do you do it at halftime? I mean, two questions. Do you do it at halftime, and do you think Moyes will do it at halftime?
Okay, no, David Moyes won't. In all honesty, I probably wouldn't either. Because as boring as it is, as crap as it is, we are in this game. It's really important that you don't view this game through your Brighton spectacles, if you know what I mean. It's very important that you do not view this game through your frustration with David Moyes. Actually, you've got to view this game as an isolated game, which is what it is, which is Southampton, who are a good team, who run about a lot and will eventually tire, a little bit later on in the game, you would assume. And as such, we're doing really, really well. It's not entertaining. It's not good. But bearing in mind they're an attacking team, we have restricted them to very few chances. So I think I probably would. This is one of the few instances. I'm not looking at it thinking there's tons wrong. There's not tons wrong. It's just we can't really attack very well. So let's keep it tight for a little bit longer, and then I think we just go for it. We just go for it, and then maybe bring on. You got to bring on Benrahma. Well, I have to bring on Benrahma. Moyes probably won't bring on Benrahma, but I would definitely bring on Benrahma. Actually, the bench didn't look too shabby at all, really. Yeah, so. And I would bring on Mikel Antonio at some point. I just really wish there was an attacking youngster. Is Bowen on the bench?
I can press a button and find out. Give me a sec. It's like I thought this through. There you go. Bowen is on the bench. Bowen, Benrahma, Antonio are the most attacking.
He's got three attacking players there, mate. If these three aren't doing it, then absolutely fine. But you got to get Lanzini. It's funny because Souček is playing more advanced than Lanzini. I don't know if you noticed. look, I'm all for Souček's late run into the box, absolutely, but he looks like a fish out of water there. He's almost like Souček has got the number 10 responsibility. I mean, he seems to really get muddled who to play at number 10, David Moyes, whether it just always seems to confuse him. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing anyway.
Ray, substitutions at halftime, Moyes and you.
Again, no, we're not losing, so I wouldn't make any substitutions. You know, we was losing 1-0 against Brighton. You could see that we needed to make some changes for the squad, so that had to happen. This time, it doesn't need. But if it doesn't happen in the first 10 minutes, first 15 minutes, then we've got to look to make a sub on the 60th minute, 65 minute. We can't be differing Dave and just waiting for this to happen. We've got to, go for it because these are 3 points that we can nick and rob and have, Look at the Aston Villa game. We didn't deserve 3 points. But then you look at the Arsenal game, we probably did deserve 3 points. We didn't get them. So we've got to try and rob them wherever we can to, have a good season, not a mediocre season or like the second half of the season just pottery in the back. Because the top 9 teams, as I said to you the other day, they are getting away from us now. They're going to be 3 points plus away from us, so we're going to be dragged into that bottom half of the league. We don't want to be there. We need a good cup run. But if he doesn't bring on Benrahma in the second half, I'm kind of worried what's going to happen with him for the rest of the season. If he's going to play or whether he's just going to be sold.
Same.
I think we're there already, Ray. That thing you're worried about, I think we're there already, mate. I think it's already. That is already the case. Right, we're about to kick off. Charlie, I wish you luck
Thank you,
for
sir.
the rest of your show, my friend. I'll be back with Gio at full time.
Yep.
Raymondo, my old son. I'll see you soon, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
See you,
when
mate.
the boat's open, we'll be out for a beer.
We will, mate. We will. Charlie, end me on the low down fan bloods thing.
There we go. He's gone. I just cut him off. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Gonzo, for getting involved. Genuinely appreciate it. We're past the time I was going to click it at. What a nightmare. Let's go to 30. We'll just type it in like that, and we'll go from there, won't we? There we go. I personally would have made a sub halftime. I feel like there's something you could do with that. I feel like potentially like Yarmolenko maybe struggling to affect the game a little bit. I know he can pull up a bit of magic. That's the problem with taking off Yarmolenko. But I think Fornals was working hard. I don't know. It's difficult because I think I would have liked to have changed something to step up a little bit, to try and do a little bit something. But I don't know what it would be. Finn Arnold, I'm saying to Sam, welcome, Finn. Welcome to the watch along. Subscribe if you're new around here. Smash that like button. All that stuff. But you're welcome. Fans of opposition always here. Always welcome here. As are managers of opposition. Carlo Ancelotti, for example, rocking up. We appreciate it. Actually, hello to everyone in the chat. Let's shout you lot out right now, shall we? Hello to Alan Robners, Addy Smith, Chippy999, Chris Carson, David Moyes, Dylan Williams, Eddie Duffy, Finn Arnold, Fo Sheezy, James Gunjaz, Bish, John Bishop. Oh, not that one probably. Lee Turnbull, Lee Vasello, Migsy, Ricky Allen, Saints 1976, Sean Swadley, Soham Banji, Steve 50, Teapot Pixie, Uncle M, and Wally World. Hello. So it's like I said, I don't think it was bad. That's a decent ball by Fornals, but Haller just can't quite get there. Oh, he's fought for it well. He's won the ball back. Fair play. He's gone for that there. It was a good play by Fornals to play it down the line like that. Robert Snow as well. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Shadow 1791. So what I do, right, to do that is I just click on the participants of the chat. This is a good opportunity for West Ham. Yarmolenko on the left, right, sorry. Trying to get it back onto his left. That's why my brain was confused. It was a good opportunity, but Southampton snuffed it out really strongly, really well, and now we've been forced back to defence. It was a good opportunity. You would have expected it would be the right thing to do. It's a good ball again. This is a great position. Yarmolenko, Fredericks. Close. Recollect possession. This is good. I sounded almost shocked like this is good. Putting it in decent positions. Dinks it across. Fredericks again. Didn't bother going back. Respect that. Into a good position. Headed away. Soucek. The bodies in the box from Southampton just deep. Lots of people, lots of boys about, getting in the way, doing things. I click on the participants part of the chat and it says everyone who's commented in the last minute or 2 minutes or something. So I just read that out because otherwise I'd be scrolling at the same time and I can't read it out fast enough, you know. That's why I do that. So if I missed you, I apologise. So Shadow1701 and Robert Snow, for example. Hello. Good to see. Chuck, hello as well. Director of football at West Ham as well. Hello. He says, we have confidence in West Ham. The director of football at West Ham, what I would say about that comment, with all due respect, of course, is that your name suggests you are singular and yet your comment suggests you are plural. So, you know, let me know how I should address you as such for future comments. I'd like to be correct in this sort of thing. Jezbitch, how come George Weah only scored 18 goals in 75 for Liberia when the opponents were terrible? Okay. Right, first of all, I just need to Google if that's true. I mean, my instant reaction is bad team around him. That would be my instant reaction. He did only score 17. Fair play. It's a good stat. Good stat. Bad players around him would severely limit his opportunities to actually score a goal. But that is an interesting. I've never known that. But to be fair, I've never even thought about. My brain's never even gone and thought about George Weah being Liberian in the first place. I don't know why. I never put two and two together. It's an interesting shout. I've been knocked for six on that one. That's a banging question. It's a sort of nonsense I appreciate. You know what I mean? Uncle M, why don't you think shooting is a good idea? There were a lot. I think you're being a bit unfair there, Uncle. I will say that there were a lot of bodies in the way. I agree with you. I think we need to shoot more, and that's partly why I'm concerned about taking off Yarmolenko. Is man shoots, you know, he's capable of popping off shots from anywhere. But Southampton do very well in those positions to get so many people compact in the box. I mean, if you go back and pause it and have a look at how many people are in and around that area, just basically like a red wall in the way of taking any shots. Potentially why. You know. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Jez, is I can't name a single other Liberian footballer in history, let alone in the side also with George Weah in history. Uncle M, George Weah, president of Liberia. Did he become president? This is the thing about George Weah. I see him as a footballer, but I don't see him as anything else. But I don't really keep up with that sort of thing. And again, I know he's from Liberia. I've always known he's from Liberia. But I never put two and two together and my brain went, he played for the Liberian national team. Because he wasn't playing when I was a kid, so not for the Liberian national team, I don't think, or in World Cups or anything like that. So my brain wouldn't have put that information together, even though it had that. You know, what I'm saying is I'm an idiot, is what I'm saying, Uncle. That's what I'm saying. Chuck, your headset is giving me a headache. Can we start a GoFundMe to get you a new one? Chuck, that's a good question. I mean, you know, hang on. I was trying to think of something clever to say. And as per usual, I got nothing. Sure. Yeah, right. Yeah, all right. How about this? What are we on now? Let me have a look. We're currently on. I'm going to say this because I don't think this is possible, right? Oh, the head. Hang on. Right, let's try and fix this. Let's pull this down a little bit. There we go. If this video gets 150 likes by the end of this stream, which I think is impossible, I will buy a new headset. If it gets 150 likes, I will buy a new headset. If not, I'll have to come up with a different goal. I'll have to come up with a new goal. I'll also have to save money to buy a headset. Good opportunity for Southampton. Good tackle and cleared away. What you notice about other teams compared to West Ham is when they attack, they need a lot less people to be dangerous than we do in and around the box to be dangerous. And I think that's always a bad sign. That's always a bad sign. Romeu pings a big diag. Didn't quite work out. And we've managed to sort of avert... Ooh, Yarmolenko with a little cheeky flick to Manuel Lanzini. I think it was Lanzini. I don't think 150 is possible, but what I will say is this. I'll come up with something different next week or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll have to be a donations thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. If you think it annoys you, Chuck, what I will say is this. It annoys me significantly more. It annoys me significantly more. It's just these headphones are too... They're too expensive to replace for me. I'm a poor boy and I bought them when I had money. If we're being honest. But I'll check the likes later on. I think this will be the first one that hits over 100 for a little while, so I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. So thank you. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Come on. I don't say it as much. Tom used to say it, so I don't say it that much. I need to get into the habit, you know what I mean? It's a good opportunity from Southampton here. They've had some good period of possession with the ball. They've been putting it in dangerous areas, and again, it's that thing of they always manage to make look more dangerous with less people than we do with more. And our defence has never been the most sturdy thing with four at the back. Although since that initial shaky period, Dawson's sort of grown into it a little bit. Bonner's looked fine. We've not been awful, but you know. Walker Peters just doing step overs like he's Ronaldinho. That's a good ball by Ward-Prowse. Headed away by Fredericks, I believe. Southampton pressurising really well here. Good period of pressure. We're really struggling to get the ball out at all. Quick free kick taken by Southampton to just keep that pressure up. This is it's one of the things, like, Southampton aren't really crossing into the box that much, right? So when they have the ball in certain areas, you see their players trying to find gaps and spaces and pockets where they can do something, anything. Whereas when we get the ball into a more advanced area in their final third, hit from Romeo way over, when we get the ball into those final thirds, we all just sort of stand in a straight line in the box ready to go for a header because we know what's going to happen. We're going to get the ball out and we're going to try and cross it. It's like it's a lot less dynamic for us than it is anyone else. As Shane Long comes on for Che Adams. I like Shane Long more than most people do. I'm just going to put it out there. CW, if we win 2-0, Chuck can set up a GoFundMe and a video, 150 likes. Yo. You'd love to see it. I doubt it is. Adam Robness, you're more entertaining than the game. That's a lie, sir. Well, I mean, the game's not been great, so maybe, but I appreciate that nevertheless. I saw Chuck said that you do provide good entertainment. Thank you, I appreciate it. I tried to talk nonsense. Daniel Watson, where's Tom? Tom is no longer doing anything with Hammer's Chat. He's got his own channel, Athos32. Go subscribe. He's doing FIFA videos over there. Go check him out. So yeah, he's no longer doing anything with Hammer's Chat, including the watch-alongs. So that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm having guests on and different stuff. If you want to be a guest, by the way, if you want to be a guest in the same way Ray and Gonzo have been today, shoot me a DM. ATOPLAD on Twitter. Check out the Discord. You can message me on there as well below. Also ATOPLAD on there. Discord link in the description below. And I'm more than happy to have you on. I'm trying to figure that stuff out. As we go into the new year. Make the live streams just keeping them going by myself, because it's obviously a different experience doing a watch along live stream by yourself than it is with someone else. Especially someone like Tom, who I get on with. So I want to keep this interaction going. You know what I mean? This is a good period for Southampton. A very good. They'd be annoyed if they come out of this without a goal because they've been pushing and pushing for one. And we've defended relatively well. Resolutely is maybe the phrase I would use. Not being excellent, but good tackle there by who is that? Sebastian Haller. Okay. Chased back and got a good tackling. I think West Ham have started better this half. That's fair. So we are seeing a substitution. It is Ben Rama. Ben Rama has come on for Manuel Lanzini. Mild shock. Mild shock. David Moyes in the chat. Sir, would you be able to illuminate us on what your thinking is by bringing on Ben Rama? I'm a little bit shocked, I can't lie, that we've seen Said come on. Given the rumours midweek about him not being... Ben Rama instantly chests it, goes for it. The thing is, with this situation, Moyes does this thing, right? More energy, says Moyes. Okay, more energy. The thing is, right? Okay, I could relatively see that. I think Moyes is obviously always very, very tentative to bring new players in to a system. And it's... What you see is a player often comes into a formation that they don't really work. They don't really work for him. And then eventually, if David Moyes begins to trust him after a while, then he'll start to sort of find a formation to fit them in. Ben Rama, I don't think has ever had a bad game coming on, if we're being honest. I think the worst one he's been fine or sort of like too late in the game, and the best one he's been very good. So I'm a bit shocked that he hasn't quite started yet. Whether that's a statement from David Moyes or not, I don't know. But this is a great opportunity for him. This is a really, really good opportunity for him. And for what it's worth, I think it's probably the right person to bring on from the bench at this point. Whether it's the right person or not, I don't know. But I think it is the right person off the bench to try and change this. As David says there, will change the dynamic. Big, Dave. Big. How does Fornell stay on the pitch? I love when you see in all caps comment, it's James Gunn. How does Fornell stay on the pitch? It's the work rate, isn't it, James? Walcott went for it from range there. It was on target. Fair play to him. I mean, it would have to take something special from that distance. Let's use some classic football phrases, shall we? It'd have to take something special from that distance to beat the goalkeeper. But it's a good try. Fabianski, strong hand, another good phrase there. Strong hand from Fabianski. Yeah, James, it's the work rate thing, innit? That's what it is. I don't necessarily disagree with some of the statements you're making, but I think that's from David Moyes' perspective. That's why. They're on top of the moment, says Steve 50. I agree. He has not changed the formation, says Alan. Yeah, I don't think he will. I think Ben Rama will just take the exact place of Lanzini. But he certainly... I mean, it's a different... Lanzini likes to drop a lot deeper than Ben Rama does. So you could make the argument it's a more traditional 4-2-3-1 at this point, but we'll see. Like for like sub. Kinda. That's what I mean. I don't know if it's the right person to take off for him. They're not exactly the same, but they're not dissimilar. Handball there for Thomas Socek. Have you watched Karate Kid? Ben Rama is like Daniel-san, and I am Mr. Miyagi. Why did I say Mystic? Mr. Miyagi. Ben Rama will have to pay his dues, wax on, wax off, all that stuff. Yeah, I respect it. I respect it. I don't disagree with it as a stance in general. I would say it's maybe not the most useful thing in the world, but I don't disagree with it. Uncle M, if Antonio can sit on the bench, he can surely pay 25 minutes. I don't believe that. The problem being This is a good opportunity for West Ham here, by the way. Fornals blocked. It's a good opportunity. That's a bit more pace. What was I? Yeah, I don't necessarily believe that. Remember, before he came back at all, we haven't even had a striker on the bench. If Antonio isn't fit to, if Antonio's on the bench, then that denotes he's not fit to start. If he's not fit to start, then personally for me, you don't bring him on at all. I think you have to wrap him up in cotton wool. He's too injury prone. You can't just be lobbing him out left, right, and centre like that to make it happen. You have to keep him tight. Like, this is Mikel Antonio we're talking about. You know, he's the most broken man at the football club injury wise. You can't put him in those situations. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. I think it's frustrating because obviously we know we have a system that works with Mikel Antonio, whereas we don't have a system that works necessarily so much with Halle yet. But I just think you can't. I just think you can't lob him on there yet. I'm too scared. You have to wait until he's fully ready. As I said at half time though to Gonzo, I think the problem with my thinking on that is at some point he has to start. At some point you have to just lob him in. You can't wait forever. But this being his first game back and he's only on the bench just freaks me out. Maybe Everton. Remember, Everton's only in a couple of days, so maybe we do it then and we don't. Maybe we do it then. That's what I'd say. That's my opinion. But what's the point in putting him on the bench, as you ask, if he can't play? Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. So we have a striker. I mean, if Halle got injured, then at least we'd have someone to bring on. He might not be ready, but that would be the time. But if he isn't fully ready, then I wouldn't risk bringing him on unless the worst case scenario happens. That's potentially my argument, but you know, corner to Southampton. It's been a little bit more end to end since their period of domination early in the first half, sort of thing. Ward-Prowse put it in a decent area, but no one could really do anything with it. That was a really good ball by Bertrand. Put it in a really good area. We've headed it way strongly. I'm just sort of watching here. I know I've realised I've just been quiet for a long time now. I'm just sort of watching because I'm interested in... There was a moment there where Ryan Bertrand had the ball after the initial corner. It came out to Ryan Bertrand, who's sort of about 35 yards from goal or something like that. And he just stood still and no one came near him because, again, we're playing maximum lockdown football, defensive football. And it was just quite interesting to see all of our players, like, I think someone who was maybe Yarmolenko or Frederick, someone who was on the right-hand side, for a second stepped forward as if they were going to go for it and then stepped back again in a sort of, no, we're not coming towards you. And it's... I don't know, I just find it interesting. I just find it interesting. Because I'm trying to decide, if we talk about it further, I'm trying to decide in my head whether I think a Moyes system and this side, this group of players specifically, can play a Moyes 4-2-3-1, can play a Moyes defensive style, or whatever you want to say. And this game is giving me more hope for that, because I do think we should be playing a 4-2-3-1 or some variation of a 4-3-3, because we've got the attacking players to do it, but we're sort of refusing to use them by playing David Moyes' overly defensive formation. So I want to see whether or not we can do something with this in that sort of sense. And so it's giving me pause for thought. We're seeing Antonio warm up there. Warm up is a very loose term. He was just sort of plodding along and stretching his leg a little bit. Whether or not he's, again, I'm just concerned. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, if anyone ever wanted to hear me talk about football, there you go. Now let's talk about sandwiches. Gotta get Ben Rama on the ball more. He's very direct, or he has been since he's come onto the pitch today. I mean, he's only really had 2 or 3 opportunities on the ball, but every time he's gone straight for the incisive pass or the shot. And that's what we need. We want someone to cut in and go through the centre a little bit. We've got the wides covered. We've got that wide angle covered. We can get the crosses in all day, all night. That's fine. I want to see someone who can take advantage of any space in the centre, get in behind their midfield too, and cause a little bit of mayhem. To get him on the ball, get him into those positions, as opposed to just finding him out wide or too deep. Which is why I would prefer a 4-2-3-1 as opposed to a 4-3-3. Because you have that one who's attacking further forward. That would denote Rice needs to stay back more, but I think that's just fine. I think that's fine, to be honest. I think that's Rice's strongest thing. Might not be the smartest move for Rice's career, or the smartest move for West Ham in terms of money, but it would be for me. It would be for me the smart move formationally in the short term. Good hit from Kyle Walker-Peters, and it's a close save. It wasn't really, I say good hit, it was sort of dribbled into what's the net now. Good opportunity from Southampton. Romeu plays out to Walcott, who then strides into the space. Declan Rice actually makes a good tackle, but it ends up at the foot of Peters, Walker-Peters, who's the first to react. Yeah, really good work by Declan Rice there. The shot from Walker-Peters was a bit... Yeah. That's a good ball over the top. That's a really good ball over the top. I think it was whoever it was there. I don't know who it was making that run through the middle. Maybe Ben Rama. No, it wasn't Ben Rama, was it? I don't know who it was. Tried to header it back across, but it was very light. But the ball was good. The ball was good. Schnepper picks up a yellow card. That was good by Yarmolenko, to be fair, to not do anything with it. Musa. Is Gineppo's first name Musa? I never knew that. We're seeing the replay of the Gineppo yellow card again here. It was on Declan Rice, I think. No, Dawson. Just stretched. Craig Dawson, come on. Good ball in from the free kick. Dawson and Souček were there. Souček gets his header but can't get a strong enough connection, and it's a save from Alex McCarthy. Ball in. It's a really good delivery from Declan Rice, who's been taking free kicks for some reason in this game. I don't know why, but that's the second good delivery he's played. And Souček was there. It wasn't perfect for him. It was a little bit too far ahead of him again, a little bit stretched, but it didn't quite work. As Yarmolenko does come off now for Jared Bowen, the right decision actually. That's actually probably the exact right decision. Fair play. Fair play. Jared Bowen. Oh, that's a good ball. I think we've got the attacking options on the pitch now to do something here. Ben Rama, Bowen. I think we're starting to build something here. We could go further with this. We could definitely go further with this. It's just about whether we do or not, and about what we do at the back as well. Anyway, I haven't spoken to you lot in a while. Hello, chat. Hope you're all well. Mikel Antonio's getting instructions as the ball comes out to Fornals. He plays it across first time. Oh, it's Souček. I thought it was Bowen. We're starting to create here. Come on, we're starting to create. Do something. Do something. And again, it's that thing I was saying. We're looking more dangerous with less people, which is good. This is good. I suspect Mikel Antonio will come on for Sebastian Haller, although part of me wants to see him come on for Fornals and really just go wild. Really just go wild. We'll see. We'll see. It's a corner. It's West Ham. Okay. Cresswell over it. Don't do it short. Just ping it in. That's what you want to see. Good ball. No one gets on the end of it, though. Fornals on the wide side, puts it back in. Nah, it wasn't very good. And now Southampton had the opportunity to counter-attack. Shane Long dinks it over Fornals. You got to respect it. Republic of Ireland, shout out. Doesn't go much further than that. Chuck, I've asked West Ham Fan TV to like you. Thank you, Chuck. I do like. Listen, we get on very well with everyone there. I get on very well with everyone there. You know, Nicky, Ryan, Dan, Scott, Graham, Jace, if you want to include him. Like, I get on with all of them. They're very nice guys. Do good watch-alongs as well. Do good watch-alongs, do good videos. Go check them out, obviously. Not that you need me. Listen, if you're here, you subscribe to them as well. Let's be real about it. But good lads. Good lads doing good things, you know. Mikel Antonio is coming onto the pitch. Who he comes on for will be interesting. It will be Sebastian Haller, but I beg it be Fornals just to really flipping go for it. Just to really, really go for it, you know. I'm interested to see when he comes on what we do formationally. I mean, I suspect it will just be a straight swap Haller for Antonio, and then Antonio just takes his place and does everything else. But part of me is concerned that will revert us to going a bit more defensive and just pumping it at Antonio, which doesn't necessarily a bad idea, but it does concern me a little bit that it will give up a little bit of this attacking threat we have right now, which is existing. I don't know. Walker Peters picks up a yellow there for his collision with Sebastian Haller. Yeah, he overstretches there, gets his studs on about his foot. I think they're actually deliberately crossing to Souček rather than Haller. I think including delaying it until he gets up there. It is Sebastian Haller coming off for Mikel Antonio. It is a straight swap. Let's see how we set up formationally after the fact, but I would suspect it would be literally exactly the same. I think they're deliberately crossing to Souček rather than Haller, including delayed across till he gets up there. Delaying the cross until Souček gets up there is just smart, because if your cross is bad, there's at least more people to hit. It makes more sense. For Shizi also, as he says, Souček is the best player at heading. That is true. That just is. Says a lot about their faith in Haller. I disagree. I disagree strongly. Cresswell's free kick curled in, header over by Rice. Nowhere. He just gets two underneath it, goes pinging up into the air. I would disagree with that, Uncle, but I can see why, to be fair, why you would say that. Stuart Armstrong coming on for Southampton for Gineppo. Makes sense. We've got Yarmo and Souček should make Fabianski spam long balls. Dave, I agree. Get him spamming it. Hold square. Hold X. Is it X on an Xbox controller? I think it is. Y, X. Yeah, I think it is. I get confused because the Switch has X and Y as well, A, B, X, Y as well. But the X and Y and Switch and Xbox are the opposite way round. So I always get confused which one it is. And I play on a PS Plus on a PlayStation, so I don't remember. But get him spamming it. Just hold it. Punt it. Woof. Long balls. Let's go. Long ball. RBY. No, LBY. L1 triangle. That's another thing. There you go. See, what minute did Ben Rama come on? Did I win sub bingo? 69th minute. Do you know what? I didn't check that. That was a good point. I think it was 70. I think Ben Rama was like 71. But of course, we made the chain. Or was he the first one who came on? Who came on at 71 minutes? I don't know what I'm saying. Do you know what? Let's just find the exact number, shall we? So we had a change at. Did we make a change at half time? No, we didn't. Why am I being a madman? Saeed Benrahma came on in the 60th minute. Yarmolenko and then Bowen came on in the 72nd minute. 72nd minute. There you go. Wally's lobbed it in the chat as well. Thank you, Wally, sir. Thank you, King, my liege. Appreciate him. That's something I'm going to do, by the way. So I'm sort of... The last couple of days, the last couple of watch-alongs is a great opportunity. Cresswell's in a really good opportunity. Can't put the ball in. I tell you what, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Which is when counter-attacking teams can damage us. So 1-0 to Southampton incoming. But we're getting closer. Positive vibes. Come on. Craig Dawson. Legend. What was I going to say? Yes, this is something I'm going to do. Just to probably prep for the corner. I'm sort of, the last couple of watch-alongs have been like tests, testing the technology. I think I've got it all down now. You saw the transitions with me and Gonzo and Ray and stuff. Have been pretty good. I think I've got that down now. Corner, Cresswell in, over Dawson's head. Another good opportunity. Ball can't come back in from Fredericks. I think that is. Throw in. Good opportunity though. Yeah, I've been sort of testing the technology, right? Because like, I had it down for me and Tom, whereas now it's me, so I'm sort of testing it. My stuff is being run the exact same way with Tom's, but everything else is a little bit different. But now I've got all that stuff down, I'm low-key thinking I might just make a whole game show bit for Sub Bingo. I don't know. I came up with this idea this morning when I was lying in bed, and by this morning I mean this afternoon. I got up very late, don't at me. I had this idea for a bit, and I might make Sub Bingo an official thing, you know, leaderboard, intro, outro, the whole thing. We'll see. Good opportunity again. I tell you what, we're starting to knock on the door here. Knock, knock, hello. Was you there? A counter-attack goal for Southampton, probably, but I'm thinking about it. We'll see. I've been aiming for the first game of 2021 to be the sort of relaunch kind of thing. Well, this is the sort of test, if you know what I mean. So I might try and make it for the next game, which is in like 3 days, because the Christmas period is stupid. So we'll see. That's something I need to think. That's something I need to think through. Something I need to think through. But that might be a thing. That might be a thing. I forgot Antonio played for Southampton. I forgot that was a thing. Completely and utterly. Walcott's done all right at Southampton, hasn't he? I thought he was done. He did okay at Everton, and I thought he was done again, and then he's done all right at Southampton. Fair play to the guy still going. You often see with players who like break through super early, like he did, like Rooney did, that they break down quite early because they've played so much football. By the time they're even 28, they've played more games than most people do by the time they're like 25 or whatever. So they break down relatively easy and quickly. And he sort of has, and he's been very injury prone in a lot of ways, but he's done decent. Fair play to him. I tell you what, we've got about 8 minutes to go here, and I'm not convinced this is over yet. I don't think this is over yet. I mean, obviously it's not. There's 8 minutes to go, you stupid idiot. But what I mean is, I think there's a goal left in this. I can't tell you which way it's going to go, but I do think there's a goal left in this. Would I take a 0-0 draw at this point? Yeah, I probably would, but I feel something could happen. Something could happen. Sprinkle a little bit of magic in there. I don't know what that means. Chris Carson. Giroud would be good on loan for the rest of the season. The thing about Giroud is he's Haller. So it's like I love Giroud. I would take Giroud all day, all night. Don't get me wrong. The problem is, it's the system problem again, isn't it? Diego Costa, who's also just left Atletico on a free, would suit it a bit more. He's a bit more of a battler than a Giroud or a Haller is in that sense. A bit more like Antonio, but still not quite. You know, I think we're more likely to see an almost identical looking. I think we're likely to see Josh King, but 4 nails, fair play. The defending, the clearance didn't go well, but the actual defending was decent by 4 nails. He's a good lad. I just like him. David Moyes. If the rumours are true and they are letting players go for free in China, should certainly look at bringing in Marco Mauran. I don't know what's going on over there. Obviously, they've just got a bunch of new rules well, in general, but they've just got a new bunch of new rules, footballing and sports wise, that suggest they can't have a. You can't have a. They've basically just brought in a wage cap, essentially. Ben Rama, it was close. It was a good opportunity. As the commentator just repeats what I said, but he said great. Antonio gets the header. Fornals flicks it on to Bowen, who digs it back across to Ben Rama. It's bad defending from Stevens. He has to improvise at the last second, Ben Rama, there, to try and pop off a shot. It's a little bit... Do you know what? It was a really good shot, but it's a good save by McCarthy. It's a good save by McCarthy. Best chance of the game. I think you're right, Adrian. Best chance of the game. That was a real good opportunity. I think China's just brought in a wage cap. And obviously, basically, every foreign player who came in was way above that wage cap. So they have either two options. Any player who's there can either get a new... Any contract that exists now can still exist, but they can't be renewed, and you can't bring someone else over that wage cap. So you have two options. You either take a severe wage cut or you leave, is the option. So it wouldn't surprise me if there are some Chinese clubs trying to just get a shot of big, high-waged foreigner players in order to just clear the wage book sort of thing for the wage cap. Don't know if they let them go free, but it wouldn't surprise me. Arnautovic, no. Fellaini, maybe. He's a very Charlie Walsh player, is Marouane Fellaini. In fact, he's such a Charlie Walsh player. I don't know if you can see that. I've got stickers in the back of my phone, right? That I've been given over the years, football stickers, and the one who I keep at the front, Marouane Fellaini. I mean, the second one is Marko Arnautovic, so I wouldn't talk about the other one too much, and the other one's Adrian Rabiot, but Marouane Fellaini, front and centre. Whenever I pick up my phone, I see him. He's a good lad. Is that big Marouane. He'd be decent backup to Souček. I'm just putting it out there. White wages, maybe. Is he done? Almost certainly at the top level, but still, maybe. Again, come on. I'm telling you this. Now, time-wise, I'm starting to think there won't be another goal, but it's there. It is there for the taking. Again, a 0-0 draw, I would probably reluctantly take, but a little bit further in and we can get this. Thank you. I will say this. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Obviously, Gio and Gonzo will be live just after full time with their review. I'll put the link in the chat so you can just click on that and you can go straight there. No, put as little effort as possible. Try to make it as easy for you as possible. I'll give you a phrase to hit when you go across there as well. To say when you go across there, just to let you know, just to let them know who sent you, sort of thing. I feel it's got to be a goal. It's got to be a goal on this. Chuck says Ben Rama just rusty, not played enough, and then Mixie says good save. He was unlucky. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's one of those. It's a difficult opportunity. You have to do something special, and I do think it is a good save. Maybe someone who's been playing more does get a better hit at the end of it. That's fair, but yeah. Foshizi, I met Fellaini in Regent Street. He's actually a good lad. I bet he is, man. I just like him. He's a very me player. I appreciate that, but I just like him. Get him in, elbows flying everywhere. Let's go. It's what you need in life, really. What more do you want? What more do you need? I didn't go back and look at the Kung Fu kick. I need to go back and watch it. I'll do it after the match. Then check my Twitter at @ATopLad. I'll tweet about it because I need to go back and have a look. It's a Kung Fu kick from the boy. I need to see it. Southampton, lots of playing it. Lots of players in advanced position here. Amazon Prime's man of the match, Craig Dawson. Come on, Craigie. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Alan Robney, I give Moyes his dues. He's been proactive in the second half. Must have bored them to death in the first half. That's a fair point. Yeah, I agree with that. He did make some changes slightly earlier than I thought he would. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Let's just score easy 5 goals quickly and overtake him in the table. That's what I'm saying. Just a quick one. Possession in the last 5 minutes, by the way, 82% to Southampton. Scenes. Just a quick 5. Just a quick 5. You know, a quick quad plus 1. I couldn't think what 5 is. Cinco in Spanish, I think. In French, it's uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. No, I changed to Spanish halfway through because that's Spanish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Why is that French? Oh, I don't remember. Secondary school was a long time ago. Closest I've got to Regent Street is Monopoly. Too much of a peasant. Just go for a walk there. You know what I mean? Just know what I mean. My girlfriend went to uni in central London, so I just go for a walk around central London quite a lot because I didn't go to university. What'd you take me for? Someone who's smart. And I used to just go for a walk around there a lot. So I've been to all those sort of places. Never shop. I don't think I've bought anything on any shop along Regent Street ever, but I've certainly been in and around the area. I met Michael Antonio in a shop. We did an interview with him in a shoe shop around the back of Regent Street. There you go. Tie it back into West Ham, then no one can complain about me not talking about West Ham. Un, deux, trois, of course. Idiot. Un, deux, trois. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for telling me how. 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. That's 10 in Spanish. I've gone back to Spanish again. Thank you. I went to Spain on holiday when I was like 10. And I learned how to count to 10 in Spanish. And so I weave in and out. That's the only thing I learned. That and what water was. Agua. Because I went into the shop and bought a bottle of agua. You know what I mean? You come here for football, you come away with cultural knowledge. What a beautiful time to be alive. Game is about to end here. It's 0-0. Shame to an extent because I feel like there was something to be got from this, but not surprising. Not surprising. Thank you once again to everyone who joined. Alan Pardew, Alan Robnis, Callan, Daniel, David, Eric, Foshizi, Jezbish, John, Linda, Marjan, Migsy, Mulch, 218, 128, one of the boys now at this point, Steve 50, Stevie C, Unclem. Thank you everyone for joining. If you've watched it at any point today, if you're here, you've not been talking to chat, appreciate it. Like I said, they will be live, G1 Gonzo, that being with their review in a moment. We can get a moment at a game and get an education here, Steve. See, that's what I aim for. You know. We've got a late free kick. Maybe one last opportunity. Dare I say it? Definitely not. Definitely not. Man of the match for me. I'll agree with Amazon. Big flipping, big Craig Dawson vibes. Let's go. Get him in there. Get him in. Just why not? Thank you, everyone. CB, thank you. Fo, thank you. Yeah, listen, thank you. I genuinely, as I said, it's weird without Tom being here. So when I say I thank you and stuff, I do genuinely mean it. Because it's a bit different. Ryan, Wally World with Ryan, man of the match, of course, Wally. I'd expect nothing less. Frederick's ball in at the end, just ending it in a poor manner. And there is the full-time whistle. Southampton 0, West Ham United 0. A game of no goals. Let me get the review link for you all. They will be live momentarily. to get their things done, to do their review. Let's have a look. Is there a thing on the channel yet? Is the video there? It is not. I will now wait and refresh every couple of seconds until I can see a link to the review. What I'll do is I'll just do that so we can just keep that there. What was everyone's man of the match? Who was your man of the match? While we wait. What I'll say is this: that when we go to Luigi and Gonzo, let's give you a phrase to hit. The phrase will be sandwich. Maybe sandwiches. We'll go sandwich. The phrase will be Ray's sandwich. Pickle, maybe something to pickles, gherkins. Ray's sandwich. We'll stick with Ray's sandwich. But I'm just waiting for there to be a link on the channel, and then I shall give it to you. This game has been torture material for the CIA. Yep, a little bit. No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as last time. He says, dropping his phone. It wasn't as bad as the last match. It was a little bit better. There were at least some chances, but it just wasn't quite there. It just wasn't quite there. After the last set piece, I will stop watching West Ham. Well, Cove, we appreciate Cover the Bloodless. I'm glad you joined us all the way from Skyrim, sir. But, you know, if you ever want to watch a West Ham game again, you're always welcome here. You're always welcome here. Why are we going short all the time? I know it's very frustrating. I don't see why we do it. I honestly don't see why we do it. Ref man of the match. Dawson was solid. Thanks for the attempt. Definitely better than the game. Chuck, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir. Feel free to come back whenever. Only one chance created with Antonio on the pitch. He's world class, though, says James Gunn. I love a caps lock, James. I want to say that. I don't know if you've broken it recently or not. Maybe that's why everything's in caps. But I appreciate your passion for the game, for the sport of football. I appreciate. Dawson, good debut. Thought we was all right. Respect the point. Maisie, the lucky mascot, has left us. Let's be real. It's not Tom, is it? It's Maisie we all miss here. Again, if you want to see Maisie, then it exists. So, the link for the review is now live. Here we go. Let me go with this. Just copy and paste that. Let's hit that. Look at that. Oh, look at. I'm just capable. I'm just capable, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. This is the link to the review. Lobbing it in the chat now. There you go. That is the phrase, Ray's sandwich. Go and enjoy the review of Gio and Gonzo. Thank you for joining. We'll see you for the next one. I think it's whenever it is. I've forgotten. Is it on New Year's Day is the next game? Do you know what? I can't remember. But I'll see you then. I'll be here for it. Thank you, everyone. Farewell. Enjoy the review. Go watch it now. Go click on it. Go listen to them.